After one accident, a man somehow transmigrated into a manhwa. He became a side character in the story, and without even trying, he ended up triggering a harem route. To survive in peace, he went from a weak, powerless shut-in to a terrifying muscle monster everyone feared. But even after all that, those people still set their eyes on him. Originally, he had just been an ordinary graduate student. A fire suddenly broke out at his lab, and he tried to grab the hard drive containing his research data. But before he could escape, he lost consciousness. When he woke up, he seemed to be in a hospital. But the face reflected in the mirror was not his own. Based on the fragmented memories that had surfaced over the past 2 days, he had probably transmigrated into someone else's body. The original owner of this body was named Kim Yu-song, an ordinary middle school student about to take his high school entrance exam. His father was a Korean immigrant from Japan, and his mother was Korean as well, making him a second-generation Korean resident in Japan. Over the weekend, Kim Yu-song had gotten into a traffic accident and apparently stayed unconscious for several days. In other words, his original self died in that fire, and his consciousness entered the body of the unconscious Kim Yu-song. Did that mean he had finally escaped his miserable life as a graduate student? Still, it was too early to jump to conclusions. For all he knew, this possession might suddenly wear off. The bigger problem was how he was supposed to adapt to a place like this. His mother told him to get some rest. So he went to Kim Yu-song's room. Strangely enough, this body moved as if it already knew its way around, but the thought of walking into someone else's room still felt incredibly awkward. The moment he entered, he realized something was seriously off. The room was filled with anime figures. This kid was definitely a hardcore otaku. Could he really keep living as Kim Yu-song? If he suddenly acted like a completely different person, Kim Yu-song's parents would definitely find it strange. The problem was, he knew almost nothing about this kind of stuff. Then he noticed a poster beside him. Something about it looked odd, because the character on it actually resembled Kim Yu-song. The bracelet, the hairstyle. Wait, was the character on this manhwa poster supposed to be Kim Yu-song? Was this kid such a hardcore cosplayer that he even kept it up in his daily life? That was honestly a little too much. If that was the case, his usual behavior might be exactly like the character in the manhwa, and his collection covered everything from martial arts, action, fantasy, food, and crime, to even romantic comedies. His tastes were surprisingly wide, so he casually picked one up and started reading. In his previous life, he had read a similar manhwa before, though that one had apparently ended badly and got torn apart by readers. The reason was that the author chose the least popular childhood friend ending. This manhwa seemed to be about the same kind of story, but once he started reading, he realized he couldn't stop. It was much better than he expected. He also flipped through a few other books, and before he knew it, he had stayed up all night. The next day, his mother told him some customers would be coming to the restaurant soon and asked him to help take their orders. His family ran a barbecue restaurant, which was honestly perfect for getting protein. But for some reason, these customers looked strangely familiar. Then, one of them leaned in close and said, "Why are you keeping your distance? Don't worry, people will just think we're close siblings." Another one added, "I'm feeding you today, so don't even think about running away." Right after that, someone nearby called out, "Brother Ryuji." The moment he heard the name, Ryuji, his entire body froze. Wasn't that the guy from the manhwa he had read in his previous life, Sakamoto Ryuji? So this wasn't just ordinary transmigration or possession. He had transmigrated into a manhwa. First, he needed to sort out what had happened. He had been an ordinary graduate student, got caught in a fire, lost consciousness, and woke up inside the body of a boy named Kim Yu-song. And this Kim Yu-song seemed to be nothing more than a background character in a manhwa. In simple terms, he had possessed a character inside the story. The problem was, he had never actually read this manhwa. He had only seen a few posts about it online. In stories like this, the main character usually enters a novel world they once read or created, then possesses one of the characters. After that, they use their knowledge of the plot to survive disasters and move the story forward. Sure, this was technically a manhwa world, but it felt no different from reality. And since this was supposed to be a romantic comedy, the world probably wasn't going to end out of nowhere, right? In other words, as long as he stayed away from the male lead, Sakamoto Ryuji, he should be able to live a normal, peaceful life. As a background character. From that day on, his life became insanely busy. First, to properly act like Kim Yu-song, he read every manhwa in the room and even cut off that embarrassing chunibyo hairstyle. After that, he deliberately applied to a private high school far away from his original school district. Since he had been a graduate student in his previous life, the entrance exam was nothing to him, and he easily took first place with a full scholarship. After entering school, He even joined the student council and slowly changed his personality under the excuse of going through puberty. Even so, there was still no sign that the possession would end. At this point, he had no choice but to adapt to this life. So what could he do to prepare for an unknown future? Study hard and save money to invest in stocks? First, he could save the money he earned from working at the family restaurant, then throw all of it into the stock market. But honestly, that didn't sound like the best idea. Maybe exercise was the better choice. After all, physical strength was important in daily life too. Stamina was absolute power. Sure, this was a romantic comedy, but when things got serious, having strength was still better than being completely helpless. Once he started strength training, he quickly fell in love with it. It felt way too good. Graduate students loved actions with clear cause and effect, and on top of that, he was enjoying those sweet newbie gains. Just like that, time kept passing, and he safely advanced to his second year of high school. He was already a second-year student. This year had gone by way too fast. Over the past few months, he had been bulking up like a madman, all for the sake of protecting himself. After all, this was a manhwa world. Aliens, ghosts, gangsters, or anything else could suddenly appear at any moment. At least, that was how all the romantic comedies he had read before worked. Everything he did was to prepare for a future full of unknown variables. It absolutely, definitely, wasn't just because he desperately wanted a muscular body. Since the past year had been this productive, he decided to keep living the same way from now on. That was what he had just resolved to do. But the moment he entered the classroom, he saw the original story's main heroine, Taniguchi Mai, and right there with her was the male lead of the original story, Sakamoto Ryuji. Now he was completely screwed. He had ended up in the same class as Sakamoto Ryuji. He had gone out of his way to attend a school this far away, just to avoid getting involved with them. If he had known this would happen, he might as well have picked a school close to home. If he accidentally got dragged into their plot, his peaceful school life would be finished. Then, Sakamoto Ryuji said that today had felt unlucky from the very beginning. First, he lost his wallet. Then, on the way to school, he bumped into a girl he'd never seen before. The moment Kim Yu-sung heard that, he knew the plot had already started. The teacher told everyone to quiet down and return to their seats. The new semester had only started 1 day ago, so everyone was still restless. But now, all of you shut up and listen. I have an important announcement today. Transfer student, come in. The next second, a blonde girl walked into the classroom. The students immediately started whispering, "She's so pretty. Is she a foreigner?" The teacher continued, "Since she's a transfer student, there will be many things she isn't familiar with. Make sure you all help her out. Go ahead and introduce herself." The girl smiled softly and said, "My name is Kishimoto Rika. I just transferred here from Shizuoka. I like cats, sweets, and natto candy. I hope we can all get along." Just as expected, the moment he ended up in the same class as the male lead, another heroine immediately appeared as a transfer student. Her name was Kishimoto Rika. Even though he had never read the original manhwa, he still knew who she was. Kishimoto Rika was the character who had stayed at the top of the popularity polls for years, even though she eventually became a losing heroine. The teacher said, "Kishimoto, your seat will be over there. Since Sakamoto is sitting next to you, he can help you out." The two of them recognized each other right away. "You're that violent girl from this morning? You're that pervert who bumped into me this morning?" The teacher cut in and said, "So you two already know each other? Perfect. Hurry up and take your seat." Both of them silently thought the same thing. This day couldn't get any worse. But then, Kishimoto Rika suddenly looked serious and held out a wallet. "This is yours, right?" Ryuji still thanked her in the end. Watching the two of them act like this, Kim Yu-sung seriously wanted to transfer schools if he had to see this every day for the next 2 years. Just then, someone came up to him. "Hey, did you finish reading that manhwa magazine? Can I borrow it?" Yu-sung casually replied, "Go ahead." Even after entering high school, he still hadn't graduated from his manhwa phase. And this was also preparation for his future. Although he had never read the original manhwa of this world, the world still seemed to run on romantic comedy logic, which meant most things could be predicted. But manhwa loved breaking its own patterns. As long as he kept reading the latest magazine issues, he could learn all the common routes and plot developments in romantic comedies. Then a voice came from nearby. "Why are you suddenly acting weird? I need to talk to you in private. Can you come outside with me? It's about what happened this morning." After the two of them left, Kim Yu-sung also used the bathroom as an excuse and quietly followed them. He had only opened the classroom door, and everyone immediately froze in fear. Is Kim Yu-sung really a high school student? Some people said he was the successor of a deadly assassination art from the end of the century, while others claimed he was the genius gangster most trusted by the boss of the Tojo clan. What were they even talking about? He had only gotten a little bigger from working out. Still, thanks to them, walking through the school was surprisingly easy. Now he had to hurry up and confirm the event between those two. Although he could now roughly predict how a romantic comedy plot would develop, he needed to witness the events himself and gather information if he wanted to improve the accuracy of his predictions. In this entire school, there was only one place suitable for triggering a private conversation event between those two: the school courtyard. As soon as he arrived, he heard Ryuji say, "I'm sorry. I didn't do it on purpose." He even apologized with both hands pressed together. He actually did something that cheesy. As expected of a romantic comedy male lead, Kishimoto Rika burst out laughing. "You're surprisingly innocent, aren't you?" Ryuji asked. "You're not mad?" Rika replied, "What happened this morning was just an accident, right? I'm not the kind of woman who gets petty over something like that. I just wanted to tease you after seeing that completely stunned look on your face." This was the first encounter event between the male lead and Kishimoto Rika, the heroine who ranked first in the popularity poll. It was the most classic romantic comedy opening imaginable. Just then, a voice suddenly came from behind him. "Kim Yu-sung, what is the student council secretary doing crouched over there? Don't tell me you're doing something vulgar, like hiding and peeping at girls." She was Sayonji Kumiko, a descendant of a prestigious noble family from Kyoto, the powerful student council president, and the so-called villainess-type young lady character. But at the end of the day, she was also a tragic character who had fallen out of the top ranks in the original popularity polls. In reality, she would usually be treated as either a side heroine or a comedic rival. But a side heroine was still a heroine. To Kim Yu-sung, that meant she would inevitably get involved with the male lead, Ryuji, so he had to stay away from her too. Yu-sung immediately said, "I'm looking at this branch. I think it would look pretty good in the student council room." To live as an ordinary background character, he had to act as ordinary as possible. Sayonji Kumiko paused. "You want to put something like that in the student council room?" But for some reason, her expression seemed a little strange. "Still, since the secretary personally picked it out, I'll accept your thoughtfulness and place it in the student council room." Kim Yu-sung had only made that up on the spot. He couldn't believe it actually worked. "But what brings you here? You should be busy at the beginning of the semester, and I rarely get to see you." Sayonji Kumiko said, "To strengthen our bonds, I'm planning to have a meal with the student council officers. And for this meal, I've decided to make an exception and give you a chance as well. You've been avoided by the other students because of your frightening appearance. It must be difficult. Come on. If we're late, the school cafeteria food will lose its flavor." Kim Yu-sung froze. "Did you say the school cafeteria? I don't think they have anything that would suit your taste, President." Sayonji Kumiko lifted her chin slightly. "It seems you don't understand me at all. Don't tell me you think I know nothing about commoner food or culture. The spicy pork rice bowl I had at your family's restaurant last time was quite good. Unlike those ignorant fools, I understand the struggles of commoners very well. If the food is at that level, I can handle commoner cuisine just fine." Kim Yu-sung couldn't shake the feeling that his family restaurant had just been insulted somehow. For someone who usually ate Wagyu steak in the student council room, that was surprisingly bold. But the school cafeteria didn't have spicy pork rice bowls. It did have something similar though: gyudon. Gyudon? He had definitely heard of gyudon before. But no, something about that name sounded dangerous. It was way too direct. Almost like some kind of junk food. What now? Was she really going to eat something called gyudon? Weren't you the one who just said you were different from those ignorant fools? Just then, a voice suddenly called out, "My lady, so this is where you were. You left without saying a word and we searched everywhere for you. Your steak is getting cold, so please return at once." This man was Akagi Shinjiro, the student council vice president and Kumiko's loyal aide. Akagi Shinjiro turned toward Kim Yu-sung and said coldly, "So you're Kim Yu-sung? So this was because of you, after all?" Kim Yu-sung, as a member of the student council, you have absolutely no self-awareness. Yu-sung had no idea why this guy had suddenly appeared and started accusing him. "Because you keep skipping the student council room, my lady was so upset that she couldn't even eat. She even came out personally to look for you." Yu-sung couldn't understand a single thing. What did he mean, she was too upset to eat? Kumiko quickly denied it. "What nonsense are you talking about? When was I upset?" But Akagi Shinjiro refused to back down. "Please do not stop me. I cannot stand watching someone treat my lady with such arrogance. I, Akagi Shinjiro, have served the Sayonji family for years, and I have long been prepared to die for my lady." All right, I get it. Go back already. Didn't you say the Wagyu steak was getting cold? "Secretary, I apologize. Forget it. Let us eat together another time." Before leaving, Atagi Shinjiro still warned him. "Kim Yusong, if you ever make my lady sad, the Akagi family will never forgive you." Yusong still had no idea what any of that was supposed to mean. After school at the subway station. Since the main character's event had happened today could probably be considered the official beginning of the original manhwa. Thanks to a full year of intense training, almost everyone except the students who had been in his first-year class now avoided him on sight. Even the male lead, Ryuji, was no exception. As long as he stayed quiet like this, he wouldn't get involved with him. Sure enough, whether in Korea or Japan, overwhelming size was king. Working out had definitely been the right choice. There were still 10 minutes before the train arrived. Now that the main characters had met, the plot would probably move forward on its own. All he needed to do was live his ordinary life as a background character. Everything was going smoothly. But just then, someone suddenly greeted him. "You're Kim from our class, right?" It's me. I'm Kishimoto Rika, the transfer student from today." Why was she here? "I was just wondering what to do. I'm so glad I ran into you." Kim, can I ask you something?" Yusong replied, "Go ahead." Rika held out her phone and asked, "Do you know how to get to this place?" "I do. But more importantly, how do you know my name?" "Because it's written right here. Obviously." His name tag, he had completely forgotten about it. Rika smiled and said, "Kim, you really are a good person. My instincts were right." "You think I'm a good person? What is that supposed to mean? And what do you mean your instincts were right?" Rika answered naturally, "I mean exactly what I said. You're just like I imagined." Yusong cut in, "No, I mean how did you even remember me in the first place?" "Kim, are you seriously asking, or are you pretending not to know? You were giving off such a strange aura in the classroom. How could anyone not notice you? There are a lot of weird rumors about you, like how you beat up 50 biker gang members by yourself, or how some gangster group tried to recruit you. But when I saw how seriously you paid attention in class, I got curious whether you were really like the rumors said. Then the first time I talked to you, you joked around and acted so easygoing, didn't you? That's why I thought you really were a good person." This Kishimoto Rika was no ordinary girl. In that short conversation alone, she had somehow formed a massive misunderstanding about him. This was bad. He had gotten involved with one of the heroines. Even when he was surrounded by bizarre rumors, she still approached him so kindly. Was this friendly personality toward everyone the secret behind her #1 popularity ranking? Kishimoto Rika, the most popular character in the original story, was terrifying. What should he do? Should he pretend the rumors were true and scare her off with his muscles? "Kim, what's wrong? I said you seemed like a good person, but now you're not even answering me. The students in class may misunderstand you right now, but I believe they will see the real you someday. Those scary stories must just be rumors. Even if you look a little frightening on the outside, you're actually such a kind person deep down. Until that day comes, I'll be your friend. I hope we get along." So, scaring her wouldn't work either. What kind of character was Kim Kun supposed to be? With her personality, it didn't matter whether someone looked completely ordinary or was a muscle-packed guy who looked like a gangster. As long as they were in the same class, she would eventually get involved with them. If he couldn't keep acting distant, then he had no choice but to go with the flow. Still, he had to keep playing the role of an ordinary background character. In that case, I hope we get along too. Clearly, trying to intimidate Rika was completely useless. Rika suddenly remembered something. "Oh right, Kim-kun. Do you know how to get to this place?" "The address says Seijo Gakuen-mei Station. I just moved there, and Tokyo's subway lines are way too complicated. I can't understand them at all." Seijo was a wealthy area packed with high-end residential neighborhoods. Did Rika also have a rich girl setting? That place was near his own home. Yusong said, "You can just take the same train as me." Rika immediately smiled. "Really? I knew asking Kim-kun was the right choice. So Kim-kun lives near my house." Yusong replied, "Chitose Funabashi Station is only 2 stops away from Seijo. We even live that close to each other. Looks like we really have a connection." That made Yusong feel a little troubled. The person you're supposed to have a connection with is the male lead, Ryuji. Wait, since things had already turned out like this, he had made plenty of preparations to survive. But he still had one fatal problem. He had never read the original story, no matter how many romantic comedy patterns he knew. Guessing from a background character's perspective could never be as accurate as getting information directly from Rika herself. Becoming friends with Rika and using that to gather information was the safest option. If something went wrong between her and the male lead, he could even help push them together from the side, like ordering Ryuji to go meet Rika already. In a romantic comedy, getting a little help from a classmate was completely normal. A change at this level probably wouldn't affect the original plot too much. "Want a drink?" Rika said, Please think of it as my thanks for becoming friends with me. Carbonated drinks really are the best. Yusong looked at her and said, looks like you really like cola. Rika waved it off. Not that much. It's just been a long time since I had one. I haven't touched this stuff in ages because of my strict regimen. Yusong didn't understand. What did a strict regimen mean? Rika pulled out her phone and said, look at this. These are my fashion shots. Believe it or not, back in my hometown, I worked as a fashion magazine model. A strict regimen is basically required for models. Yusong looked at the photos and muttered, why do you look kinda different from real life? Was it all makeup? Rika immediately snapped back, hey, it wasn't. Just then, the announcement said the train was about to arrive. Rika said, the train is here, let's go. And you aren't allowed to change the subject. At that moment, people around them started whispering, did you see him? He's a gangster, a real gangster. Keep your voice down. If he hears you, you're dead. He looked this way. Don't make eye contact. How are we supposed to ride the same train as someone that scary? Rika smiled and said, riding with Kim-kun actually has benefits like this. Yusong complained inwardly, what kind of benefit is that? That's obviously a downside. Kishimoto Rika began saving the route on her phone. Before long, they arrived at Chitose Funabashi Station. Rika waved and said, I'm getting off here. Kim-kun, thank you for today. Please take care of me tomorrow, too. Why was there a tomorrow, too? Not long before that, when Yusong was eating alone in a quiet place, Kishimoto Rika suddenly walked up to him with tears in her eyes. Kim-kun, do you eat alone in a place like this every day? If I eat in the classroom, I can tell my classmates feel uncomfortable. Eating alone is fine too. Rika immediately said, that's not fine. Lunch is supposed to be eaten together. But why are you eating next to the garbage area? Yusong said, because I feel comfortable here and everyone needs time to understand me. Don't worry too much. Someday, my classmates will see the real me. You're the one who said that, right? So I just have to wait quietly. A lone wolf had his own way of eating and living well by himself. But as Rika looked at him, she felt like Kim-kun wasn't really alone. Rika noticed his lunchbox and asked in surprise, is that a seaweed roll? Yusong explained, no, it's Korean kimbap. Rika's eyes lit up. This is my first time seeing real Korean kimbap. I've only ever seen it in dramas. Can I try one? You can, but your tears stopped way too fast. Rika asked back, why are you so surprised? Did you want me to keep crying forever? Kim-kun, you're really interesting today too. If it's okay with you, let's eat lunch together from now on. Sorry, but I can't bring kimbap every day. Rika immediately said, that's not why I'm asking. Before he knew it, Yusong and Rika had become pretty close. And since Rika was much more cheerful than he expected, being around her wasn't awkward at all. As expected of the character who ranked first in the all-out romantic comedy popularity poll, Rika happily ate and said, this is so good. I heard Kim-kun's family runs a kimchi restaurant, so it was true. Yusong said, it's just kimbap. It's nothing special. Anyway, thanks for liking it. Rika smiled and said, make sure to say hello to your mom for me. Rika asked, Kim-kun, do you want some seaweed-wrapped egg roll? Think of it as my return gift for the kimbap. Japanese-style tamagoyaki? Then I'll try one. After Kim Yusong took one bite, he froze on the spot. What was going on with this flavor? Some people said half of life was made of sugar. To Rika, sugar was practically a religion, and the ultimate truth for a sweets lover was that the more sugar you added, the better it tasted. But this was way too sweet. Did you pour an entire bag of sugar into this? Rika looked confused and said, I'm not really sure. I just added a proper amount. Is it really that sweet? Yusong said, Rika, you really like sweets, don't you? Eating only sweet things is bad for your health. For your own good, I'll teach you how to make sugar-free kimchi tamagoyaki next time. Rika looked shocked. Really? You mean with salty salt? Is it sweetness and umami already enough? Kim-kun, your taste is really unique. Yusong could only tell himself that everyone had something different about them. Of course, that wasn't what he meant. But was Rika's sense of taste actually broken? At this rate, she was going to get diabetes. Just then, Yusong noticed two people standing nearby. Wasn't that the president? She even seemed to be whistling. Neither Yusong nor Rika had any idea what was going on. Kumiko said coldly, improper relationships between boys and girls on campus may be forgiven by heaven. But as the student council president, I will never overlook them. What did she mean by improper relationships? Kumiko continued, the two of you came to such a deserted place and ate lunch alone together. If this isn't an improper relationship, then what is it? You were caught at the scene, and you still dare to make excuses? Kim Yusong? So this is all you amount to? Yusong replied, this is neither an improper relationship nor an excuse. Speaking of which, I feel like I've been seeing you a lot lately. Kumiko shot back. You are a member of the student council. Isn't it only natural for us to meet often? Do you have a problem with that, Kim Yusong? Yusong said. Even so, isn't it strange that we keep running into each other during lunch every time? But Kumiko just kept staring at Rika. Yusong asked, don't you have anything to say? Rika suddenly remembered something. Oh, I know. The Dark Student Council President. Kumiko froze. What is the Dark Student Council President supposed to mean? Rika said, I heard you always wear a black uniform by yourself, so there are a lot of rumors about you. Now that I've seen you in person, I understand why people call you that. Kumiko immediately panicked. Absurd. Completely absurd. This outfit is merely meant to represent the dignity of the student council. Yusong said from the side, you really didn't need to explain that. Everyone may think you're cosplaying, but as long as you're confident about it, President, that should be fine. Rika still had no idea what was happening, so she casually asked, would you like some tamagoyaki? Kumiko snorted, I will take my leave. For today. But both of you had better wait. I will return, just you wait. I will definitely avenge this humiliation. Rika asked in confusion, did I do something wrong just now? Yusong replied, who knows, I don't get it either. After school, Rika came to find Yusong again. Kim-kun, why aren't you going home? What are you doing here? Yusong looked at the booklet in his hand. This is a club brochure. Rika asked, Kim-kun, you're already a second-year student, but you still haven't joined a club? Yusong replied, in my first year, I focused mostly on student council work, so I didn't have time. But now, I have some free time, so I'm thinking about joining one, Rika suggested. Then why don't we start today and try visiting clubs together after school? I mean exactly what it sounds like. We experience the clubs in person, then decide after that. What do you think? That's better than just sitting here worrying, right? Yusong nodded and said, all right, Rika, you're right. Experiencing it in person is the most reliable way. Since we're already talking about it, let's go take a look, right now. Rika asked, which club should we start with? Yusong made it clear first. I plan to try every sports club. I'm curious how far my current strength can actually go. Meanwhile, over at the soccer club, someone had taken shot after shot, but still couldn't score. Two punks beside him immediately started mocking him. That was terrible. How do you keep missing? You kicked 5 times and didn't score once. Can you even play? The others could tell right away that these two were there to cause trouble. One of them sneered. You two better watch closely and learn how a ball is supposed to be kicked. They don't call us the Iron Bone Duo for nothing. Just then, a student who had come to report the trouble arrived at the soccer club. He said, we want to play soccer too. Can you move? This person was the third-year captain of the soccer club, Hyaku Ryohei. The two punks were so scared that they quickly apologized and ran off with their tails between their legs. The club members sighed in relief. The moment the captain showed up, those guys immediately ran away. People like that really did show up from time to time. Speaking of which, how are the new students this year? So far, I haven't seen anyone especially impressive. That was a problem. Hyaku Ryohei's goal was to win the national tournament, but the soccer club currently lacked talent. If even one strong new member joined, this year's results might completely change. Meanwhile, the two punks from earlier were walking away, getting angrier the more they thought about it. One of them said, should we chase them down and beat them up? The other immediately backed down. If you want to do it, go by yourself. I'm not getting involved. What, are you scared of the soccer club captain? What happened to our promise to dominate high school soccer together? You think you can beat Hyaku Ryohei? I heard his shots go over 100 kilometers per hour. If that hits you, you're finished. Fighting isn't just about the body. Experience is what matters. If that guy takes one punch, just then, he suddenly bumped into someone's shoulder. The punk immediately snapped. Who the hell was that? Would dare bump shoulders while my bro is talking? Are your eyes even open? Kim Yusong looked down at them calmly and said, sorry, can you say that again? With just one look, the two of them screamed in terror. It's Kim Yusong, the successor of the assassination fist. Run if you want to live. Yusong looked confused. What is that supposed to be? Assassination what? The people around them also started whispering. As expected, Kim Yusong took down those delinquents with nothing but his gaze. Rika warned him, Kim-kun, don't randomly start fights with people. Didn't you say you wanted to get along with everyone? Yusong replied, they talked to me first. Rika sighed. All you did was look at them. Yusong said, is even looking at someone rude now? Fine, this really isn't easy. Yusong arrived near the soccer club, and someone immediately recognized him. Rika asked, should we start with the closest club, the soccer club? Everyone began whispering. Why is Kim Yusong here? Did he come to get revenge for those guys from earlier? Hyaku Ryohei told them to calm down. He didn't look like someone who would come here for such a pointless reason. But Kim Yu-song was a famous troublemaker. Rumor had it that he had been forced into the student council and banned from joining clubs. Someone argued that it was just a rumor. Why would someone like that suddenly come apply to join the soccer club? Ryohei had heard plenty of negative rumors about Kim Yu-song too, but after seeing him in person, he became certain of one thing. That guy didn't look like someone who would run errands for delinquents. Just from his build alone, he already looked like a national-level delinquent. He definitely had another reason for coming here. Ryohei stepped forward and asked, "Are you Kim Yu-song? I've heard a lot about you. I'm Reishaku Ryohei, captain of the soccer club. First of all, welcome to the soccer club. But what is your purpose in coming here?" Yu-song answered, "I'm here to try joining the club. What should I do?" Just standing in front of him was enough to shock Ryohei. What was going on? Yu-song should have been less than 10 centimeters taller than him, but somehow Ryohei felt like he had become a dwarf. And those muscles, so huge that even his clothes couldn't hide them, gave off an overwhelming presence. If Kim Yu-song had really come here because he wanted to join the soccer club, then winning the national tournament this year might no longer be just a dream. This man was seriously impressive. Yu-song looked at him and asked, "Are you alright? Why are you acting like that?" Ryohei snapped back to reality and said, "Sorry, I'll explain the club test. It's simple. Stand on the penalty line and kick the ball into the goal with all your strength. You only get one chance, so choose your shot carefully and get it everything you have." Since he only had one chance, he obviously had to go all out. Yu-song gathered his strength and lowered his body. Then he took his kicking stance. With a sharp whoosh, the soccer ball flew off his foot. Everyone's jaws dropped. What an insane shot. They couldn't even see the ball. But why was the goal empty? Wait, what was that? Can a human actually kick a soccer ball to pieces? Yu-song said, "I don't know. I guess soccer won't work." "Rika, what other sports clubs are there?" Rika replied, "There's a baseball club and a basketball club nearby." Yu-song nodded. "Then let's go to the basketball club first." Rika said excitedly, "This kind of feels like a dojo challenge. It's actually pretty fun." But everyone else froze. Was he planning to go around every sports club like this? His goal really was to challenge them all. Hey, did you hear? Kim Yu-song went to the basketball club this time. Is he trying to crush every sports club? I can't wait to see what Kim Yu-song does at the other clubs. Hurry, let's go watch. We can't miss this. But by then, someone had already set their eyes on him. So Kim Yu-song was finally making his move. The basketball club's backboard was broken. The baseball club's ball flew off and completely disappeared. The tennis court floor had a massive hole smashed into it, and somehow, all the damaged locations formed a straight line. Yu-song asked, "Rika, how many sports clubs are left?" Rika pushed up her glasses and said, "That's what you're curious about, right? Then, allow me to answer using the massive data gathered by Rika's mental connect the dots game. Excluding the clubs we can't try today, there are 3 places left: the track club, the swimming club, and the kendo club. The track club can train stamina and focus. The swimming club is effective for cardio endurance and full-body exercise. And the kendo club develops manners and mental strength. Those are the 3 sports clubs still available for trial participation." Well, wasn't that a perfect explanation? Yu-song sighed and said, "You really didn't have to go that far. Also, where did you even pull those glasses from?" Rika smiled and said, "So where do you want to go next? Just say the word and I'll take you there." Yu-song suddenly asked, "Rika, besides modeling, have you ever worked as an actress too?" Rika paused. "Why are you asking that all of a sudden?" Yu-song said, "You seem like you have some talent for acting too." Rika awkwardly looked away, rather than saying "I haven't. I guess I have done work that was kind of like acting, the kind that feels a little embarrassing when other people bring it up." He didn't know exactly what she meant. But with Japan as the setting, his mind naturally started drifting in certain directions. No, that thought would definitely violate community guidelines. He couldn't think about it. As one of the heroines, Rika's setting couldn't possibly be like that. Still, to understand the original story, it might be better to ask her directly. But before he could say anything, Rika suddenly hooked her arm around his. "Let's not talk about that right now. Come on, we still have 3 places left, don't we?" Seeing how flustered she was, Yu-song decided it was better not to keep asking. If his relationship with Rika became awkward, that would be a problem. Then let's go to the kendo club first. Before long, the 2 of them arrived there. The moment Kim Yu-song appeared at the kendo club, the entire place went quiet. Someone whispered, "I heard he's already destroyed more than 1 sports club. Is he trying to take over the whole school?" Seeing him in person is even scarier than the rumors. Another student urged, "What are you doing? Didn't you say you were going to interview Kim Yu-sung? But the other person was already on the verge of tears. Sob. He's too scary. I can't get close at all. Rika immediately raised her hand and said, I'm Kim Kun's manager. If you need an interview, you can ask me. Just then, a voice suddenly spoke. So you finally came here. A third-rate delinquent who uses trial club visits as an excuse to destroy sports clubs. I'll admit you beat the other clubs for now. But your rampage ends here. This was Fumizuki Yukikaze, the third-year captain of the Kendo Club. As expected, of senior Fumitsuki Yukikaze. She isn't scared at all. She's so cool. Yu-sung said, I'm only interested in the Kendo Club. Please tell me how the trial works. Fumizuki Yukikaze said coldly, you really are arrogant. Then let us settle this with a match. Whoever lands the first valid strike wins. As the captain, I will personally be your opponent. Please enter the dojo. Is it finally starting? The human weapon versus the Kendo Club captain. This is a show money couldn't buy. Senior, take him down. Everyone was waiting to see Kim Yu-sung embarrass himself. Kim Yu-sung's evil deeds end today. Even Rika could tell that Yu-sung had been completely cast as the villain. Fumizuki Yukikaze said sharply, silence. This is a one-on-one match between Kim Yu-sung and me. No unrelated person may enter the dojo. If anyone still insists on entering, I will become your opponent before I face Kim Yu-sung. Everyone was instantly overwhelmed by her presence, and no one dared to speak. Rika whispered, that captain feels completely different from the other sports clubs. Just as Rika said, the pressure coming from her was anything but ordinary. Yu-sung said, Rika, wait here. I'll be right back. Rika nodded. It feels like I'd get scolded if I went in. So do your best. Fumizuki Yukikaze said, once you are ready, we will begin immediately. Do you truly not need protective gear? Yu-sung replied, there doesn't seem to be anything that fits me. So let's just start like this. Fumizuki said, your physique certainly is outrageous. For fairness, neither of us will wear protective gear. But if you get injured, I will not take responsibility. Injured? Fumizuki sneered. You say some amusing things. Unfortunately, you will not even touch the edge of my sleeve. Prepare yourself. And so, Kim Yu-sung and Fumizuki Yukikaze's sparring match began. As the legendary delinquent, Kim Yu-sung's physical ability was indeed impressive. But in the end, he was still just an ordinary person who had worked out a little. Against a trained martial artist, that was practically useless. After only a few exchanges, Fumizuki Yukikaze found an opening. With her next strike, she sent the bamboo sword flying right out of Kim Yu-sung's hand. Fumizuki said coldly, foolish, you could not even see through such a simple feint. Just as Fumizuki believed the match was over, Kim Yu-sung merely raised his hand slightly. But in her eyes, the entire scene changed in that instant. The sight terrified Fumizuki Yukikaze, and Yu-sung's bamboo sword returned to his hand. What was this unbelievable pressure? Was he trying to overwhelm her with sheer aura, regain his weapon, and counterattack? Yu-sung had no idea why she suddenly backed away. Was she going easy on him? If she had moved a little later, he would have been finished. Fumizuki thought to herself that she had clearly underestimated him. If she dragged this out, she would be the one in danger. She had to end it with one strike. So, she used her family's secret technique. Evil Extreme Slash. It is over, Kim Yu-sung. The strike landed cleanly on Yu-sung's body. Fumizuki said, how is it, Kim Yu-sung? This is the secret technique passed down through the Fumizuki family. Even in training, no one has ever endured this move. Your evil deeds end here. But that was when she realized something was wrong. The next second, a sudden recoil-like impact struck her chin. What had attacked her just now? Was it a hidden weapon? No, she sensed nothing like that. Could it have been his muscles? Did muscle armor actually exist? Fumizuki gritted her teeth and cursed. You damn lump of muscle. By the next morning, rumors had already spread through the school. Did you hear? Yesterday, Kim Yu-sung destroyed every sports club. The Kendo Club suffered the worst damage, and even Captain Yukikaze was hospitalized. Apparently, he did all of it to conquer the school. Then does that mean Kim Yu-sung is now the top dog here? This was all because of what happened yesterday. The rumors had gotten way too exaggerated. His goal had only been to triumph the clubs. Still, he hadn't expected himself to become this strong. Was this the corrective force of a romantic comedy? Fortunately, Ryuji's actions had not changed much from before the rumors. Since he was the main character, the main plot probably wouldn't drift too far off course. Ryuji was Ryuji, and Yu-sung was Yu-sung. What could possibly be special about the life of a background extra? Just then, Rika walked over and said, "You're here early today, Kim-kun." At that moment, someone suddenly slammed open the classroom door. Sakamoto Ryuji, "Get out here right now." Everyone froze. What was going on all of a sudden? Who was that? The person standing there was Tojo Karen from the Kendo Club. Ryuji asked in confusion, "Who are you? What do you want?" Tojo Karen said, "I heard you laid your hands on our first-year members. I visited them yesterday, and I heard everything." Ryuji quickly explained, "I think there's been some kind of misunderstanding." Tojo Karen snapped, "Misunderstanding? You beat up our people, and now you want to deny it?" Yusong and Rika simply watched as the argument unfolded. Then Ryuji's childhood friend quickly stepped forward to explain, "You're from the Kendo Club, right? The ones who did something wrong were the first-year members of your club. Yesterday, some Kendo Club students came looking for me. They said they wanted to hang out, then dragged me into an alley even though I didn't want to go. I was so scared, I didn't know what to do, and Ryuji saved me. That's what really happened. Do you still think Ryuji was the one at fault? If you understand now, please go back and properly discipline your first-year members." Tojo Karen froze. So it wasn't Sakamoto who did it? Of course it wasn't Ryuji's fault. The ones at fault were the first-year members of the Kendo Club. In that case, Sakamoto Ryuji, become my man. I will make you the happiest man in the world. Hearing that, Ryuji's childhood friend was instantly stunned. What's that supposed to mean? That's definitely not happening. Launching a confession attack at this timing? The world of romantic comedy was terrifying. The war between heroines was about to begin. Rika even thought Tojo Karen was incredibly cool. The classmates also started whispering, "Who do you think Sakamoto will choose? I feel like his childhood friend Taniguchi is better. She's gentle, and her figure is great too." No, you just don't get it. A girlfriend who acts vicious like a guard dog toward everyone else, but turns into a puppy only for you? Who could resist that? Because the scene just now had been way too lively. After all, Tojo Karen had thrown out a confession like that. To the students, it was basically a bombshell. Rika asked, "Kim-kun, who do you think Sakamoto will end up dating?" Yu-song said, "I don't know." Rika immediately looked disappointed. "What? You're no fun." But according to the original plot, Sakamoto would definitely end up with his childhood friend, Mai. After all, that was the ending from the beginning. But then Rika suddenly said, "I know who he's going to date. Sakamoto is definitely going to date Tojo. But for that to happen, we have to give Tojo some love advice first." Yu-song asked, "Are you that confident in giving love advice?" Rika immediately replied, "When it comes to love advice, of course it has to be me, Kishimoto Rika. People line up just to get advice from me." Yu-song sighed, "But it looks like Tojo doesn't even know who you are." Rika said seriously, "That's exactly the problem. That's exactly the problem. I'm really good at giving advice." Yu-song thought to himself that she was way too nosy. But why was she so passionate about this? The next day, as soon as Yu-song arrived in the classroom, he found Tojo Karen already there. He asked Satoru, "Why is Tojo in our class?" Satoru replied, "Apparently, she's been clinging to Sakamoto and insisting they meet this weekend. She said she wants to treat him to a meal as an apology. Eating together on the weekend? Isn't that basically a date? But did you hear? Apparently, she's the daughter of some really important person." Important person? Tojo Karen is the daughter of the boss of that famous Yakuza group, the Doseikai. The Doseikai is supposedly a massive organization that controls the Kanto region. That's pretty shocking. Satoru looked at Yu-song and added, "You don't look like you believe it at all." Yu-song said, "Even if it's true, she hasn't done anything to us, so what's the problem?" Satoru was amazed. "Kim Yu-song, you're incredible. You don't even care about someone on that level. I seriously want to call you boss now." Thinking about it carefully, this was a romantic comedy manhwa world, so something like that wasn't impossible. Could Tojo really be the daughter of a Yakuza boss? Before long, Ryuji also arrived in the classroom. Tojo Karen immediately followed him and asked, "Have you agreed to eat with me this weekend? I need to properly apologize to you, since the one getting dragged into this wasn't Yu-song, but the manhwa's main character. It probably had nothing to do with him." But Ryuji looked troubled and said, "Please stop. This has nothing to do with you." The classmates were burning with jealousy. Why does it always have to be Sakamoto? Girls are always falling for him. After that, Tojo Karen's pursuit still continued. Whenever she had time, she would come looking for Sakamoto and invite him to eat with her that weekend. "Sakamoto, let's eat together this weekend." This was driving Sakamoto Ryuji crazy. During lunch, Rika came to find Yu-song. "Kim-kun, what are you planning to do during Golden Week?" Yu-song said, "Nothing special. I'll probably help out at the restaurant." Rika replied, "I think I heard your family runs a restaurant." "That's so sweet of you. If you're free, do you want to come over to Rika's house? You like manhwa, right? Rika's house has tons of them." Yu-song immediately asked, "Really? How many? Rika smiled and said, "You'll definitely be shocked when you see them. My dad collected them, and there are so many that it's basically like a manga bookstore." Yusong said, "Then I'll contact you when I'm free." Rika smiled and replied, "Any time is fine. Don't be shy." Rika will let her dad know first. Speaking of which, Rika, you look pretty slim. I didn't expect you to eat this much. Rika tilted her head. Doesn't everyone eat this much? If I don't eat enough at lunch, I'll want snacks in the afternoon. Besides, Rika has the kind of body that doesn't gain weight easily. Everything I eat goes to other places. The moment Yusong heard that, he instantly understood what she meant. Rika immediately snapped, "Get lost, you pervert. Where are you looking?" Yusong finally realized this girl could set traps too. Just then, someone suddenly sat down beside them. It was Tojo Karen. Rika's eyes lit up. This was the perfect chance. "You're Tojo Karen, right? I'm Kishimoto Rika. You seem like you've been worried about something lately, so I was wondering if I could help." Tojo looked at her. "You're that famous love consultant. I was wondering if that was actually true." Yusong thought to himself, "Wasn't that just something Rika said casually before?" Tojo asked, "But how did you know I was worried?" Rika replied, "You come to our class looking for Sakamoto during every break. It would be stranger not to notice." Tojo quickly lowered her voice. "Be quiet. People can hear you. Actually, I wanted to ask you for love advice too." On the way back, Yusong remembered how completely fired up Rika had become. "Tomorrow after school, let's all gather and seriously talk about it." But the all she mentioned somehow included the two girls who were supposed to be Tojo's rivals. They were supposed to be competing for Sakamoto's affection, yet they were so eager to help. Something about that felt seriously wrong. Forget it. Thinking too hard would only make things complicated. For now, he should just work out. When Yusong arrived at the gym, he noticed everyone was unusually motivated today. What's going on? Is something happening today? Why is everyone working so hard? Just then, a voice called out, "What a coincidence, Kim Yusong. I didn't expect to run into you here." Yusong turned around and froze. "Isn't that Fumizuki Yukikaze? Why are you here?" Fumizuki said, "I felt that club activities alone were not enough exercise, but I did not expect to see you here too." No wonder the gym members had suddenly become so enthusiastic. Fumizuki Yukikaze was thinking about which exercise to start with. She was honestly a beauty too, yet Yusong had been coming here for so long without even realizing it. Yusong asked, "Senior Fumizuki, do you live nearby too?" Fumizuki answered, "I moved here recently." Another move. At that moment, gym manager Nakayama Yujiro said, "From now on, Kim-kun will be in charge of teaching Miss Fumizuki how to train. You two are senior and junior from school, so it should be easier than having an old guy like me teach her." Then, the manager suddenly leaned close to Yusong's ear and whispered, "That girl seems to have come here because of you. Do your best." Yusong thought he should keep things easy on the first day. He had a feeling there was a huge misunderstanding here. So he said, "Let's take it easy today and start with 220 kilograms. Fumizuki was instantly shocked. "That much weight right from the start?" The manager waved it off. "Don't worry. I've been in this industry for 20 years and used to compete professionally, but I've never seen a monster like him before." The next second, Kim Yusong lifted the 220 kilogram barbell with ease. Fumizuki Yukikaze's jaw dropped when she saw that. The manager said, "As expected, that was easy for Kim-kun. Then let's add some more weight this time. 270 kilograms. And Kim Yusong actually lifted it. Not only that, he completed 5 sets. The manager said proudly, "See, I told you. That guy is a monster." But Fumizuki couldn't help wondering if that really didn't count as self-torture. His explosive power and core coordination were undeniably impressive. That wasn't the body of an ordinary second-year high school student. He was practically a monster. She had only heard about it in rumors before. This had to be the legendary extreme yang body. It was said to be a constitution born with 100 times more yang energy than an ordinary person. According to history and ancient mythology, many famous heroes had also possessed this kind of body. And she was certain that Kim Yusong was one of them because she had tested him with her own sword. That strength wasn't something a person could obtain through training alone. She had to report this to that person. Not long after, at the Tojo residence, 2 rows of men in suits stood neatly at the entrance to welcome the 3 of them. "Welcome home, young lady." So Tojo Karen really was the daughter of a Yakuza family. But why wasn't Kishimoto Rika surprised at all? Was this kind of thing normal in this world? For Kim Yu-seong, who had possessed someone from another world, this plot was still impossible to get used to. Just then, a large man nearby saw Yu-song and instantly looked shocked. "What is that thing?" You big brute. Are you a spy from another organization? Miss, please move away at once. Tojo Karen immediately frowned and said, "That's far too rude. These are friends who came to help at my house." The man still looked unconvinced. That size, that murderous aura, and that face. How could he possibly be a high school student? Yusung felt deeply wronged. He clearly hadn't done anything. After that, Tojo Karen apologized to them. "I'm sorry, my men were rude." Yusung said, "It's fine. Misunderstandings like this happen all the time anyway. Thank you for inviting me. But when it comes to romantic worries, I don't think I'll be much help." Tojo Karen said, "What are you talking about? This kind of problem needs a man's opinion even more." Rika said, "Tojo, let's cook first." Tojo froze. "Cook? Can this really capture Sakamoto's heart?" Rika replied, "When you want to express your feelings to someone you like, handmade food is the best. Trust Rika, the love expert." Yusong thought to himself, she really called herself a love expert in the third person. Does this girl feel no shame saying that out loud? Since everything is ready, let's start cooking. Before long, the lunchbox was finished. This was the first bento Tojo Karen had ever made by hand. While they were cooking, Rika kept guiding her from the side. At one point, they even created fried chicken that looked like it could distort the underworld. This road was way too rough. As expected, cooking scenes in romantic comedies were always like this. But just from the smell alone, Yusung was getting hungry. "I'll handle dinner. I'll make something simple." Then he turned up the heat and gave the pan a quick stir-fry. A golden plate of fried rice was ready. Rika took one bite and immediately exclaimed, "This is way too good. Kim-kun, you're amazing." Tojo Karen also asked, "When did you get so good at cooking?" Yusung replied, "Probably around the second semester of my first year, when I started bringing my own lunch." During the first semester, his mother woke up early every morning to make his lunch. Every time he saw how tired she looked, he felt guilty. At first, he was terrible at cooking, but he slowly got used to it. Rika said emotionally, "You started making your own lunch for your hardworking mom? That's so touching." Yusong asked, "What about you? Who makes your lunch?" Rika replied proudly, "Rika's mom makes it with lots of love, of course. So she was a hardcore mama's girl after all." "Oh, right. Speaking of that, I have something for Tojo." Rika took out a bag and said, "Here, Tojo, this is for you. I went to the cosmetics store yesterday and bought everything you might need. I also wrote down the basic types of cosmetics on these notes, so when you run out, you can buy the same things. First, you'll learn makeup. After you get your date, we'll go buy clothes together. I've only seen how you dress at school, but Tojo, your usual style is kind of like an old man. You wear a tracksuit over your school uniform. Just looking at that is already..." Tojo's mouth twitched. "You really say brutal things like it's nothing. Today, I'll seriously learn makeup. Next time, I'll definitely get Sakamoto to go out with me." Rika said, "Then we're going to do makeup now. Kim-kun, wait here." Yusong froze. "I'm supposed to wait here by myself?" Rika said seriously. "Watching a girl transform is a sin." On the way back, Rika smiled and said today was really fun. "I hope Tojo's date invitation succeeds." Yusong said, "I'm going to the convenience store to buy this week's manga magazine." Rika replied, "Perfect timing. I need to buy one too." "So, this girl really did buy it every week?" Rika said, "Because my dad told me there are no bad people among those who love manga." Yusong casually said, "You're a good person too." The moment he said that, Rika's face turned red. "You worked hard for Tojo all day today. Someone who can go that far for another person is a good person in my eyes." Rika lowered her head and said, "It's getting a little late today, so I'll pay and go first." After saying that, she quickly left. Did she need to use the bathroom? Why was she in such a hurry? The next day at school, everyone was already whispering, "Did our school have a girl like that?" She went to class 2B and walked straight towards Sakamoto. Tojo Karen stood in front of Ryuji and handed him a piece of paper. "This is a challenge letter, Sakamoto. This weekend, there's somewhere I want you to go with me." Sakamoto Ryuji didn't even recognize the person in front of him and asked in confusion, "Who are you?" It was Tojo Karen, after putting on makeup. Tojo's declaration at school just now was no joke. It was pure force of will. Rika said, with satisfaction, "Now you can slowly start calling yourself Karen, right? Then Karen can call me Rika too." The three of them went to the women's clothing section together, and Yusong felt like he had stepped into a whole new world. This wasn't somewhere he usually came. Tojo said they needed to pick out clothes for her date. After school, did Yusong have to come too? Rika replied as if it were obvious, "Of course, you're part of the team too, so you have to come." He felt a little helpless, but he still came along. Rika said excitedly, "That outfit is so cute. That one too. Hurry and try them on. This one should be good. And this one too. Go change into this and let us see. Tojo felt that cute clothes like these didn't suit her. It looked like Rika would have to step in personally. Kim-kun, wait here for a bit. Rika pulled Tojo along and said, Big sis is here to help you. Be good and don't move, Tojo whispered. That spot is a little ticklish. Yu-song had no idea what was happening inside. Before long, Tojo Karen came out after changing. Yu-song froze. That skirt was way too short. Still, he had to admit it suited her. Clothes really did make the person. So that saying was actually true. He never expected Tojo Karen could change this much. At the Dosekai residence, Tojo Naoto, the 6th generation chairman of the Dosekai, was known by the nickname Blood Sea Naoto. He had heard that Karen seemed to have fallen for a boy. Our precious lady Karen? What reckless brat could it be? I don't care where that nobody came from. I will not hand my daughter over to just anyone. What was the name of the boy Karen fell for again? Sakamoto, was it? His name is Sakamoto Ryuji. He attends the same private Ichijo Academy as the young lady. Yesterday, the young lady said for the first time that she wanted to go to a beauty salon, so I personally drove her there. And today, new charges appeared on her card, all from clothing stores inside a department store. From this, we can assume that the young lady has a date with Sakamoto Yuji this weekend. Tojo Naoto was so furious that he stood up on the spot. Everyone who is free this weekend, assemble. Our objective is to follow Karen's date and prevent that boy named Sakamoto from doing anything improper. And so, Dosekai's 6th generation chairman, Tojo Naoto, along with 8 key executives, all decided to join the operation. While the 3 of them were eating, Rika complained, I'm exhausted. I don't even have the strength to chew anymore. Yu-song muttered, You're eating just fine though. Karen said seriously, Rika, thank you so much for today. Rika waved it off. Friends don't need to be so formal. Thanks to you, I had fun shopping too. Besides, you were helping from the very beginning. Karen then looked at Yu-song. Kim Yu-song, with that body of yours, is one burger really enough? I'm treating, so eat as much as you want. Yu-song replied, I'm already full. Besides, I prefer rice over bread. Karen said, I thought you were just a simple delinquent at first. But after getting to know you, I realized you're actually pretty considerate. People really do need to interact in person before they understand each other. By the way, has Karen decided on tomorrow's date route? Karen said, First, we'll have tea at a cafe, then go to the movies, eat after that, and separate. Isn't that fine? Rika immediately rejected that plan. A plain date like that will never capture a man's heart. Yu-song asked, Then if they're not going to the movies, where should they go? Rika instantly showed them her phone. How about here? An aquarium, beautiful shimmering water, quietly swimming fish, and coral. And with just the right dim indoor lighting, the 2 of them can talk calmly and gradually grow closer. This is the advice of Rika, the love expert. Yu-sung thought to himself that her love expert phase was acting up again. Before parting ways with Karen, Rika still had a bright smile on her face. Kim-kun, are you free tomorrow? Yu-sung asked, For what? I might just stay home and read manga. Then, let's follow Karen together. Yu-sung stared at her. I have the right to use my weekend freely too. Rika said with complete seriousness. Once a partner, always a partner. For Karen's happiness, we have to see this through. Yu-sung couldn't win against her, so he had no choice but to agree. Was this girl loyal? Or did she just love meddling in other people's business? After that, someone else arrived there too. Mommy, look at that man. His hair looks weird. So this is the place where my daughter Karen will have her first date. On the day of Sakamoto Ryuji and Tojo Karen's date. Ryuji arrived and said, Sorry Tojo. Did you wait long? Karen replied, Not at all. I just got here too. So don't worry. Karen's outfit today even made Ryuji's heart skip a beat. He said, Casual clothes really suit you. Karen suggested they have some tea first and decide on their schedule. Ryuji didn't refuse and even offered to carry her bag. Perfectly disguised, Yu-song and Rika followed nearby. The atmosphere was good. Was this the effect of yesterday's training? Rika whispered, Now's our chance. Hurry and follow them. But several other people were also secretly following from the side. That brat dared to make my daughter wait 5 minutes. Chairman, please calm down. There is a bigger problem right now. The civilians are starting to find us suspicious, but our disguises are perfect. Why? It may be because 9 of us moving together as a group stands out too much. Other than the chairman, there are 8 of us. How about we split into pairs and follow them separately? Fine. From this moment on, we move in pairs, according to Sento's tactic. Rika looked at the dessert on the table and said excitedly, This is seriously beautiful. Ordering the special giant strawberry parfait was definitely the right choice. Yusong sighed and reminded her, "We're supposed to be tailing them right now. Is it really okay to order something that huge? Can you even finish it by yourself?" Rika asked back, "Kim-kun, are you saying you can't even finish one parfait at a cafe? Still, this place feels really crowded, especially those strange-looking men over there. And the people over there look way too suspicious too." Those people were clearly connected to Tojo, especially that one. Even though he was wearing a weird wig, he somehow looked a little like Tojo. Meanwhile, Tojo Karen said, "I heard Sunshine City Aquarium has dolphins. We definitely have to see the dolphins first." Ryuji nodded. "Let's do that. Today is definitely going to be fun." How should he put it? Their date was probably going to be a pretty rough journey. On the crowded subway, Sakamoto Ryuji and Tojo Karen stood together. Nearby were Kim Yusong and Rika. Because there were too many people, Yusong had to protect Rika by keeping her close beside him. Since they had to take the subway to get to the aquarium, there was no helping it. Rika whispered, "I'm really close to Kim-kun. I didn't expect there to be this many people." Yusong said, "If you feel uncomfortable, just bear with it for a little longer. We'll be there soon." When they reached the station, the passengers rushed out all at once. Seeing that they were about to lose the two of them, Yusong grabbed Rika's hand and bolted out. They finally squeezed their way out. Rika seemed a little embarrassed. Yusong said, "Sorry, I wasn't paying attention just now." Rika blushed and said, "Next time, be a little gentler." Seeing her like that made Yusong blush too. But because they got distracted, they missed the green light and completely lost sight of the two. What should they do now? Since the destination was the aquarium anyway, they could just search in that direction. Nearby, one of the older men also complained, "Damn it, why are there so many people? I told you we should have driven here. Who knew there would be this many people on a weekend morning?" Those people really were the organization members they had seen at the Tojo residence. They might recognize him, so he had to be careful. Better move first. Just then, someone stared at Yusong's back and said, "That boy up ahead looks kind of suspicious. I think that's the young lady's friend, Kim Yusong. And the one beside him looks like Miss Kishimoto." A few days ago, those two friends came to the mansion to help the young lady prepare for her date. He's wearing a hoodie, but there's no way we wouldn't recognize that physique. I see. No wonder they seem to be heading in Karen's direction too. I thought he was some member from another organization targeting her because of how huge he looked. For them to appear here at this exact time, they must have secretly come to follow the date because they were worried about their friend. Let's follow those two. Makes sense. We already lost sight of the young lady anyway, so following those two friends seems like a good idea. At that moment, Tojo Karen and Sakamoto Ryuji had already arrived at the aquarium, and both of them looked happy. Just then, someone spotted them. "Isn't that Sakamoto walking in over there?" "Looks like it. That damn bastard got us kicked out of the kendo club, and now he's casually enjoying a date with some girl. We definitely can't let him get away this time." Not long before that, Kim Yusong and Rika had followed Tojo Karen and Sakamoto Ryuji into the aquarium. The lighting inside was dim, so they couldn't clearly see their expressions. But one thing was certain, their date looked much more enjoyable than expected. Yusong said, "At this point, do we even need to stay here anymore?" After that, the two of them went to Minami Ikebukuro Park. Rika looked at the lunchbox and exclaimed, "This all looks so good. There are rice balls, inari sushi, tamagoyaki, grilled meat, stewed potatoes, and even fruit for dessert." "Kim-kun, you're amazing." Yusong said, "I just put in a little effort. If we're going to tail them, we need to eat properly too." So the two of them ate while continuing to monitor the date. Nearby, Ryuji asked Karen, "Was the aquarium fun?" Karen nodded and said, "I liked seeing all those beautiful fish." "Then let's eat the lunchbox I brought." Yusong suddenly noticed that Karen seemed nervous. After all, this was her first time showing the person she liked food she had made by hand. She had even come to ask Yusong about it. Tojo had remade the lunchbox and asked, "Is this decoration okay?" She had practiced desperately for 3 days and 3 nights. Ryuji looked at the lunchbox and said, "You made all of this yourself, Tojo?" "That's amazing," Karen said. "Eat as much as you want. I made plenty." Ryuji nodded. "Then I'll start with the rice ball." Seeing Ryuji smile, Tojo Karen picked up a piece of meat and held it to Ryuji's mouth. Ryuji froze for a moment, but seeing Karen's serious expression, he still ate it. Ryuji said, "This is good too. Tojo, you should eat with me." Yusong and Rika watched them from nearby. Ryuji also picked up a bite of food and fed it to Karen. Karen froze. Ryuji asked, "What's wrong? Do you think the food you made doesn't taste good?" The two of them seemed to be making good progress. But what was going on? Was this development really right? If things followed the original ending, it shouldn't be going this smoothly. Rika whispered. Rika wants to try going on a date like that someday too. Yusong looked at her. Aren't you always calling yourself a love expert? Rika said guiltily. Actually, Rika learned everything from manga. Yusong was speechless. You've been acting like an expert this whole time based on knowledge you learned from manga? The two over there started packing up too, so Yusong and Rika followed them. Still, Rika really had given plenty of love advice to her friends before. Really? Yusong replied half-heartedly. Sure, if you say so. The mood between those two looks good. Tojo should be about ready to confess, right? But just then, someone blocked their path. We've been looking for you forever. The two who stopped them were the same punks from before. Sakamoto, last time, you stole the girl we had our eyes on first, and now you're with a new woman. You really are quite the player. Yusong wondered if he should call the police. But even if he did, it would take time for them to arrive. If things got bad, he would have to step in himself. Ryuji stood in front of Tojo Karen and said coldly, "You two still have the nerve to show your faces?" The punk shouted back. "How scary, but you gonna hit us again? This time, we'll put you in the hospital for a month." Yusong finally remembered who they were. They were first-year students who had been kicked out of the kendo club. Last time, they tried to harass Taniguchi Mai, only to lose 2-against-1 to Sakamoto Ryuji. The punk shouted, "Because our fight with you got exposed, we were kicked out of the kendo club right after joining. Do you understand the pain of never getting to see Senior Fumizuki's hot body again?" Tojo Karen scolded them. "That attitude is exactly why you were kicked out of the kendo club. Don't you get it?" The punk finally looked at her properly. "Huh? Isn't that Senior Tojo? Your makeup is so heavy I almost didn't recognize you. You usually look like such a tomboy. What happened today? Dressing up like that, are you seriously on a date with this pretty boy? You two don't match at all. You usually only know how to hit people with a bamboo sword. Don't do things that don't suit you. Just stay at home like a good girl." Just as both sides were about to clash, the punk sneered and said, "We didn't come alone today. Big brother Hayashi used to be a promising boxer. If he hadn't beaten someone up at a drinking party, he'd still be an active fighter right now." Ryuji told Tojo to run while he held them off. Their target was him anyway, but Tojo immediately refused. "How could I leave you alone in a situation like this?" The blonde punk grabbed Tojo Karen's hand. He grinned creepily and said, "Having fun chatting, beautiful? Stop playing with that pretty boy and come have some fun with us." Ryuji immediately rushed forward. But the blonde punk punched him straight in the chest, forcing him back. Yusong quickly told Rika to wait where she was. As the situation grew worse, the blonde punk sneered, "I'll be taking your girlfriend with me. Boss, I'll make sure to treat her real nice for you." But the next second, the blonde punk felt a terrifying pressure behind him, because Kim Yusong had already walked up behind him. He grabbed the blonde punk's wrist. Then, he threw the entire man away. "Don't touch my friend with your filthy hand." The blonde punk had no idea where this guy had come from, and immediately shouted, "You attacked me from behind, and now you're acting all high and mighty? You got the guts to put your hands on us? What the hell does this guy train? That body is way too insane." The blonde punk could only reassure himself that he had just been caught off guard. The guy was nothing more than a big ordinary guy, maybe someone who knew how to fight a little. Meanwhile, one of Tojo Naoto's men asked, "Chairman, is it really alright to leave this alone?" Just a moment earlier they had been searching everywhere for Karen. Where did those kids go? They were eating lunch at the park a second ago, and now they've disappeared. Then they immediately discovered that some thugs were harassing their young lady. That brat dared to harass the young lady. Shall we eliminate them? Tojo Naoto said, "Wait. It is just a fight between children, so there is no need for us to interfere yet. Besides, look at that boy, that overwhelming presence. I have felt it deeply before. It was from Ivan the Destroyer, the boss of the Russian Red Hand. Tojo Naoto once happened to face him one-on-one. That was the first time he felt true fear toward an absolute powerhouse. Yet now, from this student named Kim Yusong he could see the same aura as the legendary Ivan. It was fascinating. At this point, Yusong no longer cared about interfering with the original story or affecting the plot. None of that mattered now. All he wanted was to deal with the trash in front of him. "Tojo, leave this to me. You and Sakamoto get out of here first. I won't lose to someone like him." That completely enraged the blonde punk. He swung his fist and slammed it toward Yusong. The smaller punks shouted excitedly, as expected of Big Brother Hayashi. "His fists are so fast, we can't even see the afterimages. How's that? Pretty impressive, right?" But the next second, they realized something was wrong. Yusong had taken that many punches and still looked completely fine. What kind of durability was this? The blonde punk gritted his teeth and said, "Then let's see how you handle this." Everyone around them realized something bad was about to happen. Because that punch finally injured Yusong. Yusong touched his forehead and said, "From this point on, this counts as self-defense." Under normal law, the safest scope of self-defense was to keep it to one strike. If he went beyond that, it could become excessive self-defense. So Yusong bet all his strength on a single blow. That one punch sent the blonde punk flying. The two smaller punks rushed over and shouted, "Boss, wake up." Yusong looked at them coldly and said, "You touched my friend. You are ready for the consequences, right?" The two were so scared, they threatened to call the police on the spot. My dad knows the police, and not just any police, high-ranking officers. If you touch us, you'll regret it. Yusong simply grabbed both of their heads and lifted them up. What a classic villain cliche. Then let me properly fix that twisted mindset of yours. The two were so terrified that they begged for mercy on the spot. Only then did Yusong let them go and say, "Get lost. Don't ever show up in front of Tojo or Sakamoto again." Rika quickly ran over and said anxiously, "Kim-kun, your forehead is bleeding." Yusong replied, "I'm fine. A little spit will fix an injury like this." Rika immediately snapped, "Don't say stupid things. We're going to a pharmacy." This was the first time Yusong had ever seen Rika this angry. Meanwhile, Tojo Karen and Sakamoto Ryuji were sitting on a bench. Yusong looked at the mood between them and thought that interrupting them right now probably wasn't the best idea. Tojo Karen apologized quietly. "It's because of me that you got hit." But Ryuji said, "Those guys were after me from the start." At that moment, Tojo Karen finally gathered her courage. She looked at Sakamoto Ryuji and said seriously, "Sakamoto, I like you. I want you to go out with me." Both Yusong and Rika were shocked by what they saw. But Ryuji had a sad expression on his face, because he couldn't give Karen the answer she wanted. Karen asked quietly, "Why?" "If it is because I seem like a tomboy, I can change from now on." Ryuji explained that it wasn't like that. Tojo was a great girl, but he had a special situation. When he was little, there was a girl he had once been engaged to, at least until he met that girl again. He had no intention of dating anyone else. Hearing that, Karen's expression instantly turned sorrowful. "Do you still like her even now?" Ryuji said he wasn't completely sure, but he remembered liking her very, very much back then. On the day she moved away, he cried terribly. Karen said softly, "Then she was your first love." Ryuji admitted that she was. After a moment of silence, Karen said, "Then I understand. If you truly don't want to, then there's nothing I can do. I will just give up completely. I'll see you at school. I really had fun today." Yusong told Rika to go home first, while he went to check on Karen. Rika didn't understand why Kim-kun suddenly looked so sad. Before long, Yusong found Karen. "Tojo, are you okay?" At that moment, tears were still trembling in Karen's eyes. "How could I be okay? I'm so pathetic." Karen held back her tears and said, "I have never cried in front of anyone before, and now I look like this." Yusong said, "Why would you care about that in front of a friend?" Karen said quietly, "I knew from the beginning that you and Rika were following me." Yusong froze. "Since when?" Karen replied, "I think I noticed around the middle." "It means you two were still worried about me." Yusong was stunned. Wasn't the rule in romantic comedies that tailing someone never got discovered? Karen continued, "From beginning to end, you two kept helping me plan things and watched me all day because you were worried." Yusong quickly explained, "No, that wasn't what we meant." Karen lowered her head. "I'm sorry. In the end, I still failed. I thought that if I changed, I could make Sakamoto look at me differently. But I misunderstood everything from the very beginning. There was never any space for me to squeeze into. My chest hurts. It hurts so much I feel like I'm going crazy. But there's nothing I can do. Because this is the first time in my life I have ever felt this way. Because I truly fell in love with him." At first, Yusong had only thought of her as an ordinary character in a manhwa. But now, he felt that Karen was a real person. Come to think of it, Rika was the same. In the beginning, he had only smiled at her on the surface, while clearly drawing a line between them in his heart. Because they were different from him. They were nothing more than characters inside a manhwa. But now, when faced with someone this alive and this deeply hurt, could he really still say they were just manhwa characters? Karen slowly stood up. Yusong said, "If you ugly cry in a place like this, someone might report you for disturbing the peace and have the police drag you away." That made Karen laugh through her tears. Karen wiped her eyes and said, "Is that really something you should say in this situation?" Yusong replied, That's the kind of smile I wanted to see. You look better that way. Come on. Put this on and let's go to karaoke. Karen asked in confusion, why karaoke all of a sudden? We'll go there and scream out everything you've been holding in. Then you'll probably be able to accept the fact that you were rejected. The idea might be strange, but it was really that simple. They were people with feelings, just like Kim Yoo-sung. The men secretly watching from nearby were already crying with emotion. That friend named Kim Yoo-sung is truly a good person. The young lady is lucky to have a friend like him. Even Tojo Naoto felt that in this harsh world, that boy was a rare kind of person. Yes, perhaps that boy will have another chance to meet us again. Young friend, Kim Yoo-sung. After that, Yoo-sung took Karen to karaoke and let her vent for 3 whole hours. Did Tojo never get tired? Meanwhile, Rika, who had already returned home, was thinking to herself that she hadn't been able to contact them for hours. Were they really okay? Not long before that, Rika looked around the room and said, so this is a boys' room. There really is a lot of workout equipment in here. It's basically like a gym. Yoo-sung replied, not every boys' room looks like this. Rika pointed at the equipment on the floor and asked, is this a dumbbell? She tried lifting it, but it wouldn't move at all. Is this really something humans are supposed to lift? Yoo-sung said, of course you can't lift it. That one probably weighs about half as much as you do. Rika was shocked. One of them is that heavy? As for why she was even in Yoo-sung's room, it started on their usual way to the subway station after school. While they were walking, Rika's stomach suddenly growled. Yoo-sung asked, are you hungry? I heard your stomach growl. Do you want to stop by my family's restaurant and eat something before you go? Rika remembered and said, oh right, Kim-kun's family runs a restaurant. Are you treating me? Treating her to one meal shouldn't be a problem. Yoo-sung warned her, careful, don't choke. Rika's way of eating was honestly a little intense. Rika said to Yoo-sung's mother, ma'am, the food is amazing. It's seriously perfect. Yoo-sung's mother smiled and said, seeing you eat so happily makes me happy too. Eat more. If it's not enough, I'll make you more. Yoo-sung hadn't expected her to eat this much, but she seemed to have completely won his mother over. After eating, Rika said, all right, Kim-kun, let's go. Yoo-sung froze. Go where? Rika answered as if it were obvious. Where else? To see Kim-kun's room, of course. When he brought her home for a meal, Yoo-sung thought it would be fine. Thinking back now, he was an idiot. He never expected Rika would actually come to his room under the excuse of having something to drink. Rika looked at his bookshelf and said, Kim-kun, so you like this kind of manga? Yoo-sung obviously couldn't tell her that he had bought those romantic comedy manga as preparation for the future. Rika smiled and said, what a surprise, Kim-kun, so you're secretly a closet romantic. Even if he explained, she probably wouldn't listen. They weren't the original battle romance manga, but as long as they were romantic comedy reference material, the more he had, the better. Rika laughed again. I'm kidding. I know you like shonen manga. Then she suddenly picked up one volume. Golden Samurai. Kim-kun, do you like this manga? Yoo-sung said, it's my favorite manga. Rika's eyes lit up. Really? Rika loves it too. Even now, I sometimes reread it from the beginning. This edition is super hard to find too. This manga is truly a masterpiece. The art is beautiful, the paneling is amazing, and I love that quiet but lingering ending. The character psychology is excellent too, and the direction and foreshadowing payoffs are great. Rika likes it too, but this is the first time I've met someone who loves it as much as Kim-kun. Dad would be so happy. Yoo-sung asked, your dad? Rika looked confused. Did Rika never tell you? My dad is a manga artist. He's Kishimoto Musashi, the creator of Golden Samurai. What? Rika was the daughter of that master? Come to think of it, Kishimoto was a common surname, but it was the same as Master Musashi's. And with Rika's half-foreign looking blonde hair, Yoo-sung remembered that Kishimoto Musashi's wife was supposedly a foreigner. That explained Rika's appearance. A classmate's father was a famous creator. This was such an old cliché. Why hadn't he noticed it before? Speaking of that, they had agreed he would visit Rika's house during Golden Week. Could he ask her dad for an autograph then? Rika smiled and said, of course. That day, Rika will personally introduce you to Dad. Was this the ultimate endgame for a successful otaku? But there was one question. Master Musashi had many other best-selling works, so why did Rika also like Golden Samurai the most? Rika said, Rika likes his other works too, but lately, I like Golden Samurai more. There isn't any special reason, it's just a masterpiece. But when it comes to Volume 5 of Golden Samurai, the way the protagonist always thinks about his friends, being so reliable and gentle, really reminds me of Kim-kun. The next day, in the student council room, Kim Yoo-sung asked, is this about Golden Week? Kumiko said, exactly as you heard. I need you to help me that day. Yu Song asked, what exactly is this about? But inwardly, he was troubled. That wouldn't work. He had to meet Master Musashi. Kumiko explained, recently our school has been doing a sister school exchange with Russia, and after Golden Week, an exchange student will be coming here, so the student council is preparing a gift that will leave a strong first impression when we meet. Yu Song said, in other words, you want me to help you choose that gift? Kumiko nodded. Precisely. If that was the case, then of course he had to help. How about the first day of the holiday, the 29th? It couldn't be helped anyway. He just had to adjust the times he had already promised. Kumiko said, if you dare stand me up, I will never forgive you. The president suddenly looked like she was in a good mood. Yu Song thought he would have to ask Kishimoto if visiting her house on the 30th would be okay. Not long after, in the classroom, Rika leaned over and said, Kim-kun, did you hear? Those two famous first-year punks, the ones who got kicked out of the kendo club for causing trouble, apparently suddenly started refusing to come to school. Today, both of them filed transfer paperwork. Two people transferring at the same time is pretty rare. Did they make an enemy or something? Yu Song thought it was more than just making an enemy. They probably had some unspoken reason, but they brought it on themselves. At least now, they wouldn't bother Tojo and Sakamoto again. All right, class time has already started. How can you all be so unfocused during first period on a Monday? Everyone, return to your seats and take out your English books. During class, Rika actually started dozing off. The new English teacher was named Mizuki Nane, and she was 24 years old. Since today was the 24th, she called on number 24. The student in the back row, please read this part. Yu Song stood up and read the English passage fluently. I am from Great Britain. James is here to experience Japanese culture. Are there any good places you would recommend? Ms. Mizuki praised him. Kim-kun, your pronunciation is excellent. Then, what would be a good answer for this part? Yu Song replied, personally, I recommend this place, because many foreign tourists visit it, and it has plenty of tourist attractions. Even Ms. Mizuki was shocked by that. But Yu Song had no idea why everyone was reacting like this. Ms. Mizuki said, very good, that was a perfect answer. Still, the teacher's expression just now was clearly surprised. Rika quietly exclaimed, Kim-kun, your English is really good. After that, class continued. Ms. Mizuki said, next, regarding the passage we just read. In other words, let's go over the meaning of the text. Just as Yu Song expected, this teacher, Ms. Mizuki, seemed a little afraid of him. After all, according to the rumors, he was a delinquent favored by an organization boss, and his build was huge. Some people even said Kim Yu Song had fought 50 biker gang members and won. That ridiculous rumor was way too exaggerated. Still, this was the first time he had seen an adult afraid of him. It looked like he needed to act more ordinary from now on, and avoid causing more misunderstandings. Even when going to the faculty office, he had to act ordinary. At that moment, Ms. Mizuki was in the faculty office, frantically typing and checking his records. Kim Yu Song, full scholarship recipient, freshman representative from the previous year, ranked first in his grade ever since enrollment, and student council secretary. His attitude in class was extremely serious. Honestly, there was nothing for her to teach him. The more Ms. Mizuki looked, the more impossible it felt. She had clearly heard he was the heir to a Yakuza family. Could Kim Yu Song have come from an elite education program run by a Yakuza family? If that were true, would he pretend to be obedient in class while secretly deceiving everyone? What should she do then? Just then, Kim Yu Song arrived at the faculty office. Hello, teacher. I'm Kim Yu Song. This scared Ms. Mizuki badly. Ms. Mizuki quickly said, Kim Yu Song, come in. I wasn't nervous just now, and I definitely wasn't doing anything like a background check. Yu Song thought he hadn't even said she was nervous yet. This was way too obvious. She was clearly afraid of him. Ms. Mizuki thought to herself that she was done for. He had discovered that she was secretly looking at his student file, and now she was going to be taken away by the Yakuza. Yu Song said, Teacher, I heard there was academic and career counseling, so I came here. Ms. Mizuki quickly said, Please sit down first. Kim-kun, what do you want to do in the future? Yu Song answered, I haven't really decided yet. If I still can't decide, I might inherit the family business. Family business? Ms. Mizuki froze inside. So it really was the Yakuza? If you don't mind, may I ask what your parents do? Yu Song replied, they run a small restaurant in Setagaya. Is there a problem? Ms. Mizuki quickly said, I'd like to visit sometime. Good. It seemed the misunderstanding had been cleared up a little. Ms. Mizuki asked again, what subject are you best at? Yu Song answered, math and science. Miss Mizuki said, then Kim-kun, you might be suited for science and engineering in the future. Yu-song told her that choosing a career just because he was good at something was far too careless. He wanted to do something he genuinely wanted to do, because being good at something and liking it were two different things. In his previous life, he had been an engineering student. So in this life, he absolutely wouldn't go into engineering. Absolutely not. Then, Miss Mizuki said, "Actually, I didn't always want to become a teacher either." Yu-song asked, "Then what did you originally want to do?" Ms. Mizuki looked a little embarrassed and said, "Promise you won't laugh. Actually, I wanted to become a voice actress. When I was in middle school, I watched a robot anime and really loved one of the characters. So, during career counseling, I said I wanted to become a voice actress, but my teacher at the time told me that hobbies could always be enjoyed later, so it would be better to find a stable job. Back then, I thought listening to my teacher was the natural thing to do. But after entering university, I quickly regretted it. I had let someone else's advice decide my future too easily. So you should think carefully before making your own decision. This is not advice from me as a teacher, but as someone older who has lived a little longer. Do you understand?" After that, the other teachers whispered, "Was that the rumored Kim Yu-song just now? They say he's the heir to a Yakuza family. There are all kinds of rumors about him, from being a Yakuza heir to beating a biker gang in a fight." Ms. Mizuki said, "Those rumors are all misunderstandings. Kim Yu-song is a thoughtful student. From now on, she would no longer judge students by their appearance. After all, rumors were just rumors." During Golden Week, in front of Sensoji Temple, Yu-song thought he had arrived pretty early. Before long, he saw the student council president, Sayonji Kumiko. She suddenly turned around, pointed at him, and said, "You're late." Yu-song froze. "What? But I'm not late." Kumiko asked, "Do you know what time it is?" Yu-song said, "There are still 10 minutes before the agreed time, right?" Kumiko snorted. "Do you have no common sense? When meeting a lady, you should arrive 30 minutes early and wait." Yu-song asked, "Is that how it works? Sorry, then why didn't we just agree to meet at 11 instead of 11:30? Kumiko said, "Humph. I will forgive you this once. However, you must buy me matcha ice cream from that shop, as an apology." Yu-song was speechless. Why am I the one buying it? In the end, under the president's pressure, he bought it anyway. Kumiko took a bite and said with satisfaction, "This is exactly it." Yu-song replied, "As long as you like it." However, the two of them didn't seem to have a clear destination, and were just walking through the streets. Yu-song asked, where would be a good place to buy a gift for the exchange student? Just then, a voice came through Kumiko's earpiece. "My lady, there is a craft shop 2 blocks from here. I recommend choosing a gift there. Also, please remember to act natural. Try to be a little more feminine and show your charm." Sayonji family maid Akagi Minami and butler Akagi Shinjiro were currently carrying out an important mission, making sure Lady Kumiko's date succeeded. Kumiko looked at a Buddha statue in the shop and said, "This statue is quite nice. Let's use this as the gift. What do you think? It would be perfect as decoration at home." Even the shop clerk praised her. "Miss, you have excellent taste." Kumiko proudly replied, "That is thanks to the refined taste I cultivated from childhood." Yu-song looked at the price and saw nothing but zeros, which immediately made him nervous. But Kumiko had already gotten into the mood and was about to evaluate the shop's treasures with the eye of an old master. A warning immediately came through her earpiece. "My lady, now is not the time for that." Kumiko flinched in surprise. Even the shop clerk, Kumiko, lowered her voice and said, "Minami, keep your voice down. The clerk is still trying to convince me to buy a Buddha statue." Minami reminded her, "My lady, you are on a date in Asakusa right now. Not here to study Buddha statues. Please look behind you." Kim Yu-song is already staring at his phone with a blank expression, is he not? The basic rule of a date is to never let the other person feel bored. Kumiko, who had absolutely no dating experience, could only nod stiffly. She quickly said, "I nearly forgot we still had urgent business. We will be leading first." Then she pulled Yu-song out of the shop. Yu-song asked, "Did something happen in there?" Kumiko replied, "Nothing happened. I just felt a little dizzy. Let us go to the next place." Minami's voice came through the earpiece again. "Well done. Now go to the traditional clothing shop and look at kimonos and yukatas. We have already contacted the owner in advance, so just follow the directions." After arriving at the shop, Kumiko picked up one outfit and asked, "What do you think of this one? An exchange student would probably like this, right? What do you think, President?" Kumiko instead said, "Is this all you have? Price does not matter. Please bring out the best item in the store." Those words instantly ignited the clerk's fighting spirit. The clerk quickly said, "Then how about this kimono? It costs around 500,000 yen." Kumiko looked at it and asked, "Do you have anything else?" As expected of a true young lady, the clerk brought out another piece. "Then what about this one?" Kumiko said calmly, "Not good enough." In the end, it came down to choosing between this yukata and this kimono. Yusong said, "To me, both of them look nice." The clerk suggested, "Since the student is hesitating so much, why not try them on yourself? Even if the gift is for someone else, trying it on can help where you cannot decide." Kumiko looked at Yusong and asked, "What do you think, Kim Yusong?" Yusong replied, "Trying them on should help you decide." The clerk said, "Please come this way to change." Once Kumiko went inside, she realized the person there was Minami. Even the shop owner was Minami. She stared in shock. "Wait, were you not just near the entrance of Asakusa?" Minami said, "Of course this is to help you, my lady. Have you forgotten? I am a ninja of the Saionji family and have inherited all the memories of the Koga style. This little distance is nothing. The shop owner also kindly lent us the store." Kumiko realized what was going on. Then asking me to try on the kimono was also. Minami nodded. "Of course. It was specially arranged to show off your charm, my lady. Come now. We do not have much time. Please change quickly. I will do my best to make you look beautiful." Kumiko panicked. "But I am not mentally prepared yet." Outside, Yusong only felt that things sounded a little noisy in there. A moment later, Kumiko finally came out. The sight made Yusong blush. Kumiko asked nervously, "How is it?" Because she looked so beautiful, Yusong felt too embarrassed to look directly at her. Seeing him stay silent, Kumiko seemed a little unhappy. Only then did Yusong say, "You look beautiful." Hearing that, Kumiko's eyes instantly lit up. Yusong added, "It really suits you." Kumiko could no longer control her expression, but she still tried to act composed. "When I get serious, this is my level. The president really is amazing." Then she put on a calm expression again and turned around. "I will go change back now. Please wait a moment." But once she went inside, Kumiko's face turned completely red. What was she supposed to do now? After that, Yusong and Kumiko continued walking down the street. The president already stood out on her own. And after the two of them got out of a luxury car together, they became the center of attention. So this was the famous Nakano Broadway. The clothes had been bought, and lunch was finished. In that case, I will call a car. Let us move on. Yusong noticed two people behind them, and strangely, they kept taking photos. At first, he thought they were photographing him and Kumiko. The two of them panicked. "We were almost discovered. Didn't I tell you not to get too close? If we are going to report to the young lady later, we cannot just take a few random photos and call it done." Akagi Shinjiro gritted his teeth and said, "That brat Kim Yusong is way too lucky. Someone like the young lady likes him, and he does not even realize it." Akagi Minami warned him, "Brother, I do not care if you dislike Kim Yusong, but do not show it in front of the young lady." Shinjiro said, "I know, but is there a restroom nearby?" Minami said coldly, "We are in the middle of a mission. Hold it." Just then, Yusong brought Kumiko to a ramen shop. He said, "This is a ramen place I often visit. You order first. I'll use the restroom and come right back." At the same time, Akagi Shinjiro finally couldn't hold it anymore. It seemed the ice cream he had eaten at Asakusa had upset his stomach. He had to get to a restroom immediately. But just as he came out of the restroom, he saw a familiar figure. Wasn't that Kim Yusong? After that, Yusong brought them out with him. "President, I happened to run into the vice president. He said he came out here with Minami today. Since he usually takes care of me, I thought I should treat him to a meal, so I brought them along." Kumiko could only say, "I see. What a coincidence. Please sit over here." Minami lowered her voice and asked, "Why are you two together? This situation was not in the plan." Shinjiro could only awkwardly agree. "Right. I never expected a student council to gather like this." Kumiko whispered into her earpiece. "Then what about my pleasant date?" Minami apologized quietly. "I am sorry. My foolish brother ran into Kim Yusong when he went to the restroom, and it turned into this. There is nothing we can do now." Kumiko looked completely at a loss. Yusong asked, "Could this be your first time eating ramen?" Kumiko replied, "I have seen it on television often enough. Since she was a young lady from a wealthy family, this kind of commoner food was probably new to her." Minami reminded her through the earpiece, "My lady, when eating ramen, people usually taste the broth first to see if it suits them." Kumiko tried taking a sip. Then her eyes lit up. It was truly delicious. Yusong said, "I'm glad you like it. If you want more, feel free to order. It's my treat." After that, the group went to an arcade. Kumiko looked at a claw machine and said, "I almost got that cute plush toy." Minami immediately said, "My lady, if you want it that badly, I will win it for you. Meanwhile, Yusong and Akagi Shinjiro were playing a fighting game nearby, but Yusong just couldn't beat him. So the idea that Koreans were good at games was just a rumor after all? Yusong thought the vice president was starting to get a little too full of himself. Just watch me take you down. So, Yusong and Akagi Shinjiro started another match. Shinjiro gritted his teeth inwardly. You ignorant brat, how dare you win the young lady's favor? I'll make you pay today. Yusong also said, we still have another chance, right? Bring it on. But this time, Yusong finally beat him. Yusong said, where did the guy who said Koreans couldn't play games go? Shinjiro refused to accept it and suggested they compete with that instead, the punching machine. If you are a man, you should not rely on small games. You should settle things with your body. Yusong said, let's not, I'll pass. Shinjiro sneered. You may not have known this, but even though I look thin, I actually have a muscular build. Then, Akagi Shinjiro revealed his muscular body. Are you scared, Kim Yusong? Yusong thought, there is no way muscles like that could stay hidden. Minami could not help scolding him. You idiot brother, what are you even doing? Shinjiro said, if you stay silent, I will take that as accepting the challenge. Or are you really afraid? How disappointing, Kim Yusong. I thought you were not the kind of cowardly man who would run from a challenge. So watch closely. Akagi Shinjiro slammed his fist into the machine. His score reached 960, and it was even a new record. Shinjiro said proudly, come on, now it is your turn. Yusong looked at Kumiko, hoping she would help him out. But Kumiko completely misunderstood, and instead said, I also want to see what Kim Yusong looks like when he goes all out. If the machine breaks, we will compensate them, so please do not hold back. Yusong thought, I was asking you to stop me. Is this really okay for the student council? How did things turn into this? The real problem wasn't something small like winning or losing a score bet. The real problem was that Yusong's body had been boosted by the muscle gag character setting of this manhwa. A punching machine at this level felt like something he would destroy with one punch. At this point, Yusong had no choice but to go for it. He wasn't confident he could avoid breaking the machine. If it was going to break anyway, he might as well break it in the cleanest way possible. So he also used his full strength and punched the metal bar of the machine. Akagi Shinjiro didn't understand what had happened at first. Kim Yusong, where did you even hit? You bent the punching machine's metal bar. As a result, the score was not recorded. 0 points. He ended up in last place. Shinjiro sighed. Man, I actually got my hopes up for a second. Looks like you just lost focus. Thank goodness. This level wasn't too exaggerated. If he pretended it was a mistake, he should be able to get away with it. The machine itself looked like it had no reaction. But the next second, with a loud clang, the metal bar fell right off. Everyone stared at the scene in shock. Akagi Shinjiro could only force himself to stay calm. Let's call it a draw for today. Next time, I will win without question. Yusong thought, did he somehow manage to bluff his way through that? It was a little noisy, but since they had rarely gathered like this, why not take some photo booth pictures before leaving? Photo booth pictures? That sounded like a good idea. Come on, come on. So, the four of them started taking photos non-stop. This one came out pretty well, right? I got caught blinking in the last one. Finally, someone asked if they wanted to go to karaoke. In the end, the group went together. Yusong even sang a duet with Kumiko. Today was truly fun. Shinjiro and Minami also realized they had gotten completely carried away and had missed their chance to slip away. We really dropped the ball on this one, but Kumiko said it was fine. Today had already been more than enough fun. It was the first time in her life that she had eaten ice cream, gone shopping, and laughed with other people like this. It had been so long since she had enjoyed herself with the two of them like this. The last time was probably when they were still children. Thank you for always staying by my side, Shinjiro, Minami. I have truly been grateful all this time. Today will become a wonderful memory, my lady. We will follow you forever. In any case, this wasn't their only chance. Next time, they would help properly too, right? Of course. Next time we will definitely arrange a successful date for you, my lady. Meanwhile, at Rika's house, Rika said, Dad, my friend is coming tomorrow. You haven't forgotten, right? Kishimoto Musashi smiled and said, Rika, you've already told me several times. Dad is looking forward to it too. It's that friend you always talk about, Kim Yusong, right? On the second day of Golden Week, Yusong arrived at Rika's house, as promised. It is an honor to meet you, Master Kishimoto. Kishimoto Musashi smiled and said, You must be Yusong. Just like the rumors said, you really do look like the protagonist of an old-school shonen manga. So this was Kishimoto Musashi. Come inside first. My wife prepared quite a lot after hearing you were coming." Once he entered, Yu-song saw that the table was filled with delicious dishes. Mrs. Kishimoto said, "Eat while it's hot, Kim-kun." Yu-song took a bite and silently admired how incredible her cooking was. Kishimoto Musashi said, "Rika has been mentioning you a lot lately, Yu-song, so I've wanted to meet you for a while. This is the first time our daughter has been this close with a boy." Yu-song immediately felt that the atmosphere was getting dangerous. Was there another misunderstanding? Rika and I are just ordinary friends. She got lost on her first day after transferring, and I only helped her a little. That was how we met. Rika immediately said, "Why are we talking about this during a meal? It'll ruin digestion." Kishimoto Musashi said, "Dad is just worried because this is the first time Rika has made a male friend. I have to wonder if he has any bad intentions." Rika instantly argued, "Kim-kun is not that kind of person." Yu-song thought it was normal for a father with a daughter to be sensitive about this kind of thing. If he had a beautiful daughter like Rika, he would probably see every boy who approached her as a wolf too. Rika blushed and said, "Didn't I tell you already? When Kim-kun comes over, don't say weird things." Yu-song asked, "Why are you looking at me like that?" That made both him and Rika blush. Rika complained, "It's all Dad's fault for saying something weird." Kishimoto Musashi sighed. "Looks like Rika really has grown up." Mrs. Kishimoto smiled and said, "Dear, she's even getting embarrassed over a boy now." Musashi nodded. "Yes, she's just like you when you were young. I always thought she was still a little child. When Rika was little, she even said she would marry Dad when she grew up." Kishimoto Musashi looked at Yu-song and said, "Kim Yu-song, I heard you're a fan of Golden Samurai. After the meal, would you like to visit my studio?" Yu-song immediately became excited. "Is that really okay?" "Of course, I would love to." "Then, let's go now." Not only could he visit Master Kishimoto's studio, he could even get an autograph. He had no regrets left in this life. Was this what people called a winner in life? Rika looked at him and said, "You're that happy, Kim-kun? Looks like inviting you was the right choice." Of course. Master Kishimoto is the author I respect most. This was Rika's cozy little room. It was basically a manga library. "Rika, you really do love shonen manga. Kim-kun, why are you surprised just like everyone else?" Rika went to get tea and snacks, so please wait a moment. While Rika isn't here, don't touch anything without permission. If she finds out, she'll get super angry. Come to think of it, this was Yu-song's first time visiting a girl's room, and it felt strangely surreal. Stop overthinking it. Just play some games and wait for her to come back. Just then, a small head peeked in from the doorway. "Hello, ma'am." The woman smiled and said, "Just call me Maria. Calling me ma'am makes me sound too old." Was it really okay to call a friend's mother by her first name? Yu-song stiffly said, "Ms. Maria, what brings you here?" Maria smiled and said, "I came to show you our daughter's embarrassing past. This is an album recording Rika's growth." The moment Yu-song saw it, he knew something was wrong. This is Rika when she was 1. This is when she was 2. Was he really allowed to see this? Though honestly, he was a little curious. This one was taken when Rika and I went to a convention. A convention? Maria used to be a cosplayer, and she had always dreamed of cosplaying together if she ever had a daughter. As expected of a manga artist daughter, even her embarrassing past was inherited. Maria flipped through the album and said, "Found it. Our daughter's embarrassing past." Yu-song thought, those earlier ones didn't count as dark history. It was a gothic Lolita cosplay photo. Pure middle school syndrome. At that moment, Rika returned to the room. "Mom, did you show him?" Yu-song instantly felt that something terrible was about to happen. Rika hurriedly explained, "Rika doesn't cosplay anymore." "Really?" Yu-song quickly nodded. "I believe you. I really believe you. That was just a mistake from your rebellious youth." Ms. Maria used the chance to leave the room. "Then you two have fun. Mom is leaving first." Rika angrily said that her mother was never allowed to come in again. "You'll keep this a secret, right?" Yu-song nodded. "Of course, it's not like I have anyone to tell anyway." Rika's eyes were watery, as if she was about to cry. Yu-song comforted her. "You don't have to be that embarrassed. Everyone goes through a middle school syndrome phase at least once." Rika asked, "But Kim-kun definitely never did anything like that, right?" Yu-song said, "No, I was pretty bad in middle school too. Want to see a photo? Found it. Here, look." In the photo, young Yu-song was striking a pose and shouting, "The black rock dragon inside me is roaring. Oh fate, to spare before the power of darkness." Rika looked at the photo and said, "Kim-kun was so small in middle school. You were cute. How did you become this huge?" "So that's what happened. How pitiful." Yu-song explained that back then, he felt too skinny and not masculine enough, so he started working out before high school. He also happened to hit his growth spurt, so he got much taller, all at once. Rika said, regretfully. If Rika had transferred 2 years earlier, she could have seen Kim-kun back then. What a shame. Yusong asked, what's a shame? Are you dissatisfied with how I am now? Rika immediately said, what kind of question is that? Do you know how much Rika likes Kim-kun? The moment she said it, Rika realized something was wrong. Just now, Rika had accidentally said that she liked Yusong, and the atmosphere in the room instantly became awkward. Yusong said, Rika, I think you're a really good friend. Rika hurriedly nodded too. Right, a really good friend. Exactly, a really good friend. Both of them blushed and looked away. Yusong said, Rika, thank you for inviting me to your house. I got to meet Master Kishimoto and even got his autograph. Today will be a memory I never forget for the rest of my life. Rika said, don't say it like that. Kim-kun has been helping Rika since the first day she transferred. If this counts as repaying you, then you can come over anytime. Yusong nodded. All right, I'll come again. Rika said quietly, you could stay a little longer actually. Yusong replied, I've already stayed for a long time. I need to go home for dinner. Speaking of which, you're going overseas with your family starting tomorrow, right? Have fun in Hawaii and make sure you wear sunscreen. Don't cry because you miss me too much. We won't see each other for a week. If anything happens, call me. I'll come help. Rika retorted, how are you planning to help in Hawaii? Are you going to swim there? With Yusong's stamina, he felt like he might actually be able to do it. But he still said, then I'll take out all my allowance and buy a plane ticket. Rika laughed. I didn't expect Kim-kun to be more sensible than I thought. Then I'll see you at school. Watching Yusong leave, Rika still bit her lip. She remembered when she first met Kim-kun, and she remembered all the moments that came after. Thinking about all of that, Rika's expression became complicated. On the 5th day of Golden Week, Yusong came to Akihabara. He had already bought all the manga he wanted. He might as well eat before heading home, maybe at his usual ramen shop. Just then, a voice suddenly rang out. You over there, move. The next second, a figure flew over from above, then slammed right into Yusong's face. What was happening? Why did this happen so suddenly? Why was there underwear in a place like this? As expected of a romantic comedy. Like hell it was. Yusong held his nose and said, Tch, I saved you, and you click your tongue? You even hit me hard enough to give me a nosebleed. What are you even doing? Just then, a group of people came chasing after her. The girl hurriedly said, less talking, help me already. Yusong asked, where are you going? That way is a dead end. Hurry, come this way. Yusong took the girl and hid inside the ramen shop. After the group of people left, the girl said, thank you for helping me. Yusong replied, it's fine, I just got dragged into this by coincidence. Now can you tell me why those people were chasing you? The girl introduced herself as Sasha, then asked Yusong for his name. Yusong answered, I'm Kim Yusong. Sasha asked, aren't you Japanese? Yusong said, I'm basically a second-generation Korean Japanese. Don't change the subject. Who were those people just now? Why were they chasing you? Sasha looked troubled and said, the situation is a little complicated. It's not easy to explain. Yusong immediately said, fine. Then I'm leaving. Good luck running away. Sasha quickly stopped him. Wait. When a beautiful girl asks for help, isn't it common sense to help without asking questions? Yusong asked back. What kind of common sense is that? Sasha said, I'll pay you. Look, it's all cash. Okay, deal. How many manga volumes can I buy with this money? Sasha was speechless. So in the end, it really is about money. I guess I can't hide it anymore. Sasha said, my father is a very famous person in Russia, so it seems some people want to kidnap me for money. Yusong froze. Could this girl be the highly popular Russian character introduced after the battle romance TV anime became a huge hit? One of the main heroines named Alex. Alex, what was her full name again? After that, Yusong took her to buy a new outfit. Sasha asked, how does this outfit look? Yusong said, it definitely looks easier to move in. Sasha replied, then you only need to protect me until 7 tonight. Yusong asked, is that really all? Can you handle things yourself after that? Sasha instead said, by the way, are there any fun places around here? This is my first time in Japan. Yusong was speechless. You're being chased by kidnappers, and you still want to go sightseeing? Sasha said, crowded places are actually easier to hide in. Those people wouldn't dare make a move among ordinary civilians. That did make sense. Alexandra Ivanovna Romanova, commonly known as Sasha, was a popular character from the original story and one of the main heroines, a girl from Russia. Normally, her first appearance should have been when she met the protagonist, Sakamoto Ryuji. But, for some reason, she had met Yusong first. Had he become the protagonist now? Or was this happening before her official first appearance? And why was a main heroine being chased? Yu-sung couldn't tell whether interfering here was a good idea. He wanted to say, "Are you trying to buy me with money? This is an insult." But it was simply too much money. Forget it. Whatever. He only had to last 6 hours. Sasha thought her eye for people was still pretty accurate. This man looked strong at a glance. He could definitely last 6 hours. Yu-sung said, "We should get going soon. If we stay in one place too long, they'll find us." But just then, the group had already caught up. How did they find them so fast? Sasha said, "Hurry and run. Those men are former KGB elites." Yu-sung froze. KGB? Is that the name of some kind of liquor? At that moment, a figure suddenly attacked from the front, and Yu-sung quickly dodged. At the same time, he grabbed the man and lifted him up. Then he threw the man away just like that. Sasha was stunned by what she had just seen. Yu-sung said, "Hide here for now. These people aren't on the same level as street punks." Unfortunately for them, in a romantic comedy, the side with bigger muscles always wins. In that case, he should be able to fight. So Yu-sung charged in, alone, and started fighting the group. He took them down almost one punch at a time, quickly defeating most of them. The attackers were shocked. Who is this huge guy? Just then, another man suddenly rushed in. This surprise attack was much stronger than expected. Yu-sung was startled. Was this guy actually that strong? He had no idea whether his romantic comedy muscle boost would work against a real professional. Sasha thought that no matter how strong that man was, there was no way he could beat Captain Oris. Yu-sung also realized why this money had seemed so easy to earn. From now on, no matter who offered him cash, he couldn't just follow them so casually. Then he would have to end this quickly. Yu-sung charged at his opponent with all his strength. He threw a punch, thinking it would knock the man down immediately, but Oris blocked the attack and grabbed his wrist at the same time. The next moment, Oris threw Yu-sung off balance and twisted his arm behind his back. That pain. Was this an armbar? Oris even locked Yu-sung's arm with his leg. This guy was using a joint lock. If this kept going, his elbow joint would be badly injured. Enraged, Yu-sung exploded with sheer power and slammed Oris away. Then he landed another punch directly on Oris. That one blow completely ended the fight. Sasha's jaw dropped. The remaining men were all stunned as well. Yu-sung said coldly, "If joint damage causes muscle loss and keeps me from going to the gym, are you going to take responsibility?" Boris had actually been defeated. How was this guy so strong? Before long, someone received the news. Captain Boris the Tsar has been defeated. Boris? That's impossible. There shouldn't be anyone in Japan capable of beating him. The fighter who defeated him was an Asian man around 190 centimeters tall, with black hair that was slightly messy. Could it be that guy, the Black Yaksha? Meanwhile, somewhere else, a girl also saw the message. "A friend from the guard unit just contacted me and said the Black Yaksha has returned." Seriously? Apparently he was just seen fighting, and now the news is already spreading through Tokyo. But is the Black Yaksha really that strong? Isn't that exaggerated? If he was that powerful, why did he suddenly disappear without a word? They say he was the strongest mercenary in the underworld. You rookies really know nothing. Back then, Ivan the Destroyer wanted to find a true opponent, so in 1999, he held the first tournament of God's Fist. At that time, Fumizuki Kotaro appeared like a comet, even though he only participated once. But the Black Yaksha fought his way all the way to the finals. The legendary Fumizuki Kotaro had appeared. Fumizuki Yukikaze changed her clothes and prepared to go out. "Dad, just wait there for me." At that moment, inside a maid cafe, the maids called out together, "Welcome home, master." Sasha was instantly amazed. They really do greet you like that. I've always wanted to hear that line in person. Yu-sung was speechless. So the place you wanted to go was a maid cafe? Sasha answered naturally. Of course, if you come to Japan, you obviously have to visit a maid cafe. The maid said, "Please sit over here, master." Yu-sung muttered, "You're being chased, yet you still want to sightsee. You're way too carefree." Sasha replied, "Because you knocked them all down earlier, we should be fine for a few hours." He was annoyed, but since he had already accepted the deposit, there was nothing else to do. Yu-sung said, "Then I'll order omurice." Speaking of which, something felt strange. There wasn't a single post online about the fight in the street earlier. Sasha said, "That might be because of the EMP. When EE company combatants carry out missions, they first release an EMP to disable nearby electronic devices. An electromagnetic pulse, basically." Yu-sung asked, "What's EE?" Sasha said, EE Company is a major Russian military corporation. Yusong was confused. Why would a huge company like that kidnap you? Sasha replied. Didn't I just tell you? I'm the daughter of someone with very high status. Yusong asked back. Did you say that? Just then, a maid brought over their food. Master, thank you very much for choosing me today. Meow Meow is this cafe's signature catgirl maid. Little kitty, meow. Sasha experienced immediate culture shock. Yusong had thought he was already pretty used to otaku culture, but this was still too much for him. The maid said, your omurice is here, meow. Sasha's eyes lit up. It looks so good, time to eat. The maid quickly stopped her. Master, please wait, meow. Before eating there's a required ritual. Come on, meow. Please do it with me, meow. Yusong felt embarrassed just watching. What were they going to do now? The maid raised her hands and said, become delicious, moe moe kyun. Sasha copied her. Become delicious, moe moe kyun. Yusong nearly spat blood from the sheer embarrassment. Sasha asked, why aren't you doing it? Yusong said, I think I can skip it. The maid said seriously, you can't, meow. It's the rule of our cafe, meow. Left with no choice, Yusong did a simple version. Sasha complained, what was that? Yusong felt completely depressed. The maid smiled and said, please enjoy, meow. Still, the food actually tasted good. The maid asked, does the meal suit your taste, meow? Then she said, I'll especially allow you to play a card game with me, meow. Sasha got excited. Wow, that sounds fun. Yusong noticed the headband in the maid's hand. Wait, that headband is... The maid smiled. Of course, the person in last place receives a punishment. Meow. Until the next game ends, the loser must wear cat ears and add meow to the end of every sentence. Hearing that made Yusong feel like he was going to die, while Sasha looked extremely happy. Yusong quickly asked, is there no other punishment? Sasha said, what? Just win then. Yusong gritted his teeth. Fine. In that case, I'll definitely win. But he lost anyway. Sasha said, you need to say something for it to count as punishment, right? The maid nodded. Yes, meow. Just say anything, meow. Yusong struggled for a long moment before finally saying, one more round, meow. The moment he said that, Sasha and the maid both burst out laughing. It really didn't suit him at all. Damn it. He had to win the next round. When they left, the maids called out together. Please come again, master. Sasha said happily. That was so fun. You didn't win a single round though. Yusong checked the time. It was almost 5 already, and they hadn't even managed to walk around like planned. Was that really okay? Sasha replied, it's fine. Thanks to you, I had fun today too. Actually, there's something I need to confess. The people who fought you on the street earlier were actually guards hired by my father. I'm sorry I lied to you. Since I finally came to Japan, I wanted to do some sightseeing, so I secretly slipped out of the hotel. I didn't expect things to blow up like this, so you don't have to worry about me anymore. I'll contact the guards myself and head back to the hotel. Thank you so much for today. Just then, a roaring sound suddenly came from above. I finally found you. A helicopter appeared above them. Then a figure jumped straight down from it. Looks like you had fun, Sasha. Thanks to you, I saved myself the trouble of searching any longer. This man had jumped out of a helicopter and casually called Sasha by name. Even Sasha couldn't react for a moment. What was going on? The man said in a deep voice. This is a private matter, my daughter. Sasha finally exclaimed. Dad, I was wrong to run out on my own. I was just about to go back. But the man said, that does not matter anymore. She called him Dad. In other words, that man was Sasha's father. But why were this Russian father and daughter speaking Japanese? Though it was convenient that he could understand them. As expected, this was still a gentle manhwa world. The man said, I happened to hear that the Black Yaksha appeared in Tokyo. Why would the Black Yaksha suddenly appear? Do you seriously not know? The Japanese bodyguard you hired is the legendary mercenary who disappeared 10 years ago, the Black Yaksha, Fumizuki Kotaro. Yusong had no idea what was going on. The man's fighting spirit surged as he said, come Black Yaksha. The battle from 18 years ago ends today. Yusong took a closer look at him and couldn't help asking, who are you? That's what I should be asking. My name is Kim Yusong. The man frowned and asked, do you know a man named Fumizuki Kotaro? Yusong replied, no, this is my first time hearing that name. Since your father is here now, I'll be leaving. Sasha, be careful on your way back. It seemed like there was some kind of misunderstanding. He had no idea who Fumizuki Kotaro was, but maybe they just looked a little alike. But the man stopped him. Wait, how did you defeat my former guard captain Boris? Boris? Are you talking about that huge guy I fought earlier? Could you apologize to him for me? I really thought it was a kidnapping, so I hit him a little too hard and didn't hold back. The moment he heard that, the man suddenly threw a punch. Yusong didn't even have time to react and instinctively used his backpack to block it. What are you doing? But excitement flashed in the man's eyes. You blocked it. Interesting. Then, let me witness your strength for myself. Yusong looked down and saw that all the manga he had bought today was ruined. You dared to ruin my manga. Unforgivable. The next second, Yusong and the man officially began fighting. The man was so fast that Yusong could only defend. But the man grew more excited the longer they fought. Interesting. You must be fun to hit too. Yusong couldn't help asking, why are you doing this? The man answered, because you are an incredible genius. Yusong was completely lost. What nonsense was he talking about now? I'm a genius, yet you're hitting me? The man said. A normal high school student with no combat training defeated my guard Captain Boris with his bare hands. That should be absolutely impossible. You are a genius, and one that appears only once in 100 years. So come work under me. I will make your talent truly bloom. At that moment, Yusong finally became certain. This manhwa world, battle romance, wasn't an ordinary romantic comedy at all. Everything this man was saying sounded like dialogue straight out of a shonen battle manga. At first, this story clearly looked like a romantic comedy. But now, things were different. Ever since Kim Yusong came to this world, the reason he kept training his muscles every single day, the reason he kept getting dragged into fights, and the reason he went from a mocked muscle gag character to someone with absurd, superhuman strength, all led him to one conclusion. This manhwa had shifted from a romantic comedy into a battle series. Because the magazine this manhwa was serialized in was jumping. In a magazine dominated by shonen battle series, sticking to a pure romantic comedy for too long would obviously be a disadvantage. If the author had given in to ranking pressure and the editorial department, abandoned the original romantic comedy route, and moved closer to a battle series, then, from now on, Yusong would keep getting surrounded by dangerous people like this. Boy, become my subordinate. At this rate, even his life could be in danger. Ivan said, what do you say? If you become a scholarship student of our EE company, all your tuition, including a house and car, anything you want, I will give it to you. Yusong immediately refused. I refuse. If this is a jumping-style battle manhwa, then no matter how strong this old man looks right now, he might eventually get taken down by the protagonist. In that case, staying near the protagonist, Sakamoto, was obviously the safest choice, according to shonen manga logic. Ivan nodded. Good. In that case, you can die. Why was this man so extreme? The next second, Ivan punched Yusong in the stomach, and that blow was clearly meant to kill. Since the man was Sasha's father, Yusong had originally planned to hold back. But then he saw an opening and punched Ivan directly in the face. The moment he saw the anger on Ivan's face, Yusong knew he had messed up. Ivan grabbed him by the head. Boy, let me give you one piece of advice. When you strike someone, no matter who your opponent is, you must strike with the resolve to kill them. Just as that punch was about to hit Yusong, Ivan the Destroyer grabbed Yusong's head and smashed his fist into the wall. Yusong used that chance to break free from his grip. Thank goodness he had escaped that hand with everything he had. Otherwise, he might have died right there. But what kind of insane technique was that? Ivan said a bunch of words Yusong couldn't understand. Yusong had no idea what he was talking about. Sasha explained that it was the Romanov imperial family's secret martial art, the Emperor's double-headed eagle. Yusong and Ivan began fighting again. Even with his dynamic vision, Yusong couldn't keep up with Ivan's movements. Sasha was still shouting from the side, "Dad, stop." But Ivan told her not to interfere. This man had to be taken away today. If you do not want to die, come work under me. When the time comes, I will teach you everything I know, because you are a born powerhouse. Even elite soldiers cannot withstand my attacks, yet you blocked them as if it were nothing. That is the proof. Before natural strength, all weaklings in this world can only submit. I will grant you true power. This guy beat someone half to death just to say all this nonsense. So the real middle school syndrome patient was right here. In this manhwa world, Kim Yusong had met many people who had become incredibly precious to him. There was no reason for him to abandon all of that and choose Ivan instead. So give up already, old man. Ivan smiled after hearing that. Interesting. That so-called conviction of yours. Then I will be the one to crush that conviction completely. Sasha's jaw dropped when she heard him. The next second, Ivan's fist moved at an absurd speed. Yusong had no way to dodge, and the punch landed cleanly on his face. Before he could even react, Ivan's next attack was already coming. But Yusong couldn't give up here. This time, he barely avoided Ivan's strike. Then he tried to counterattack, but Ivan dodged his counter with ease. Ivan seized the chance and grabbed Yusong by the clothes. Then another punch landed squarely in his chest. This man was on a completely different level from Boris, whom Yusong had fought earlier that day. He was the strongest opponent Yusong had ever faced in his life. Sasha shouted again, "Dad, stop." This man had only protected her for half a day. Why did he have to be pushed this far? Sasha's interference made Ivan visibly impatient. Ivan said coldly, "Move, Sasha. If you insist on interfering with this duel, then there is no helping it." With that, he grabbed Sasha by the collar. Then, he casually tossed her away. He wouldn't even show mercy to his own daughter. Yusong and Sasha both struggled to stand back up. Ivan said coldly, "Enough talking. This ends now." Just as the final blow was about to strike, Yusong no longer had the strength to resist. But at that moment, Ivan seemed to sense something. Several thrown knives suddenly flew in and blocked his attack. Ivan's attention was drawn to them. These are the Black Yaksha's shuriken. Immediately after that, another figure rushed in. It was Fumizuki Yukikaze, arriving just in time and standing in front of Yusong. Yusong recognized her right away. Senior had come, acting 17th head of the Fuma ninja clan, Fumizuki Yukikaze. Why was she here? Senior Fumizuki told Yusong that the man Ivan was searching for, Fumizuki Kotaro, was her father. But ever since her father left the village 10 years ago, they had completely lost contact with him. Ivan said, "Indeed, I have heard about that as well. Rumor said the Black Yaksha had an only daughter. So that was you." Fumizuki Yukikaze handed Yusong a pill. "Take this first." Yusong asked, "What's this?" Fumizuki said, "There's no time to explain. This is a secret medicine passed down through the Fumizuki family. It can help awaken the dormant power you have never been able to use." Ivan sneered, "I do not know what tricks you are trying to play, but if you think I will simply stand here and watch, you are deeply mistaken." Senior Fumizuki told Yusong to swallow it quickly. While he prepared himself, she would find a way to hold Ivan back. Yusong had no idea what this thing was, but as long as it didn't kill him, that was enough. So he swallowed the pill. The next second, a strange sensation surged through his body. The pill began burning inside him, and even Sasha had no idea what was happening. Then a wave of heat rose from Yusong's body, turning into a golden glow that filled him completely. Seeing the change in Kim Yusong, Ivan actually looked pleased. Sasha and Senior Fumizuki were shocked by the sight as well. The blazing energy inside Yusong's body burned straight through his clothes. He felt as if his entire body had been released from its limits. Like a third eye had opened inside him. From both Ivan and himself, he could sense an unknown and massive energy. The effect far exceeded expectations, as if every channel of energy inside him had opened at once. But the effect of the Kishin pill would only last 5 minutes. Fumizuki Yukikaze wondered if Yusong could really defeat that monster within that short time. Ivan, however, found it even more interesting. So this is the mystery of the island nation? With just one tiny pill, he can control this much energy. Yusong looked at him and said, "I don't know why you are so interested in me, but now I know one thing clearly. You're an irredeemable monster who can even attack his own daughter." Hearing that, Ivan burst into laughter. "Boy, listen carefully. Words like that are nothing but excuses made by the weak. The weak, having their rights and freedom taken by the strong, is the natural law of this world. So if you want to convince me, defeat me right here. If you can, that is." Ivan was still incredibly strong, but now Yusong could see him. His speed was still fast, but Yusong could clearly follow his movements. The current Yusong was completely different from before. He could not only dodge Ivan's attacks, but even find chances to counterattack. Even Ivan couldn't believe it. Yusong's attack actually forced him back. The flow of offense and defense had reversed, and Yusong's movements had clearly improved. Was it because of the pill he had taken? But how could I, the man called the strongest in the world, lose to a mere high school student? Ivan immediately unleashed his secret technique, the Emperor's Griffin. He grabbed one of Yusong's hands and sneered, "Fool, this is not an attack you can block. I will tear your arm off with the claws of the Griffin." But things didn't go the way he expected. Yusong only used a little strength, and the blazing energy inside him erupted again. He twisted his body with ease. While throwing Ivan away, he landed a heavy kick on him. Even Yu Song himself hadn't expected his body to be capable of something like this. Ivan was sent flying by that kick. In disbelief, he muttered, "I, the man called the strongest in the world, lost to a mere Japanese high school student. Impossible." Yu Song said, "Sorry, I'm Korean." Sasha and Fumizuki Yukikaze were both stunned. Ivan had actually been defeated. Ivan, the Destroyer, president of EE Company, and a champion-level powerhouse, had truly been beaten by Kim Yu-song. Although he had won by taking advantage of an opening, Fumizuki Yukikaze had never expected him to go this far. "How did you become this strong?" Sasha also rushed over and asked if he was alright. Yu-song said, "Sorry for beating up your father like that." Sasha shook her head. He was the one who started the fight, so that doesn't matter. Sasha explained that she would handle what came next. Yu-song asked, "Will you really be okay on your own?" Sasha replied, "Dad isn't the kind of person who gets into serious trouble that easily. If I need anything, I'll contact you." Just then, Yu-song suddenly collapsed. It seemed his stamina had been completely drained. Fumizuki Yukikaze told Sasha that she would take Yu-song with her for now. "Before people gather here, you should leave as quickly as possible too." At that moment, people nearby started whispering, "Isn't the man collapsed over there the fighting champion Ivan Romanov? What exactly happened here?" After Golden Week ended, Kim Yu-sung felt sore all over. Was this the after effect of that last battle? He really had terrible luck. How did things even turn into that? After that day, there were no reports or posts about the incident online at all. The silence was honestly creepy, and that only made him feel even more uneasy. The homeroom teacher told everyone to quiet down. "Today our class has a transfer student. She's an exchange student from our sister school in Russia." The moment Yu-song heard Russia, he immediately felt something was wrong. "No way, right?" The girl stepped up to the front and said, "Hello everyone, my name is Alexandra Ivanovna Romanova. You can all call me Sasha." So it really was her. Sasha continued, "My hobbies are shooting, horseback riding, watching anime, and reading. Also, recently, I found someone I like. And that person is Kim Yu-song, sitting right over there." Yu-song was completely lost. What was going on? Even the manhwa's protagonist Sakamoto Ryuji couldn't help teasing him. That was basically a sudden confession. Isn't this exactly how a romantic comedy starts? At this rate, Yu-song's life as a background character was completely over. What was he supposed to do now? After Sasha transferred in, many classmates immediately gathered around her. "Are you Russian? How did you learn Japanese? Was it true when you said you liked Kim-kun?" Sasha answered naturally, "Of course it was true, because he helped me a lot, and a man stronger than my father is exactly my ideal type." Why was it Kim Yu-song again? Then what about Kishimoto and Tojo? There were even rumors that he had that kind of relationship with the student council president. And what did stronger than her father mean? Did they fight or something? Yu-song felt like the bad rumors around him were only getting worse. Rika suddenly spoke up. That was fast. Kim-kun went on a short trip and came back with a foreign girlfriend? Yu-song quickly said, "Wait, that's a misunderstanding." Rika said, "That excuse sounds exactly like something a romantic comedy protagonist would say." Since it was the truth, Yu-song had nothing to say. Sasha was also one of the original heroines, yet she had confessed to Yu-song. Something about that felt strange. That kind of attention should have been aimed at the protagonist, Sakamoto Ryuji. Had he unknowingly changed the direction of the original story? His quiet, stable, ordinary life as a background character was turning into the exhausting life of a protagonist, dragged into every event. At this rate, his peaceful background character life would be completely ruined. Just then, Karen walked over. "Hey, Rika, Kim-kun?" "Karen's late. It feels like it's been a long time. How was your break?" Yu-song said, "Long time no see." Sasha immediately sensed danger. She looked at Karen and said, "Excuse me, could you step away for a moment?" Of course, Karen, who came from a Yakuza family, had no intention of backing down. "Who do you think you are? Ordering people around the moment we meet?" Sasha replied. "Obviously, the person who'll become Kim Yu-song's girlfriend." Karen immediately shot back, "Don't joke around. Kim Yu-song is Rika's boyfriend." Yu-song quickly said, "No, wait. Everyone's misunderstanding this. How had he become Rika's boyfriend without even knowing it?" Rika also hurriedly told Karen, "We aren't like that. What are you suddenly saying? Kim-kun and I are just friends." Karen then said, "I see. Looks like I've been misunderstanding things this whole time." That gave Sasha an opening. "Then I can claim him for myself now, right?" Karen shouted, "People are talking here. Don't move the plot forward by yourself." Just then, a girl came to find Yu-song. "Kim-kun, can I bother you for a moment? May I ask you something?" She was Rinze, someone Yusong had known for a long time, and also the class representative. I think I missed part of my notes from Mr. Matsuda's class. Could I borrow yours? Rika and Sasha both stared with their mouths open. Yusong handed over his notes without even thinking. Rinzi said, I'll return them after I copy the missing part. Rika asked in confusion, I thought the class rep was really good at studying. Yusong said, she is. She's probably in the top 10 of the grade. Rika asked, then why is she borrowing notes from you? Aren't you just a musclehead who only knows sports? Yusong replied, I'm pretty good at studying. What rank was I again? Did these girls seriously think he was bad at school? He was pretty sure he was first in the grade. Rinze said Yusong does look a little like someone who'd be bad at studying. If he hadn't entered as the freshman representative, I probably would have reacted the same way as you. Yusong was speechless. What do you mean I look bad at studying? Rika asked, but aren't you afraid of Kim-kun? Rinze said, he's actually a very good person. You think so too, right? Once you get to know him, you realize he's extremely kind. Hearing that, Yusong immediately prepared to leave the classroom. Rika said, is he embarrassed? Sasha nodded too. He's embarrassed. Yusong wondered what was wrong with these girls today. He felt like it would be better to keep some distance from Sasha today and act separately from them. During lunch, he even planned to avoid the cafeteria. But in the end, what was going on? Hadn't things turned out exactly the same? They kept following him, and before he knew it, the four of them were eating together. Karen said, at the very least, we should introduce the school to the new girl. Rinze also said, you're making Yusong uncomfortable. The classmates started whispering, Kim Yusong is eating with 3 beautiful girls. Damn, I'm so jealous. Why does it have to be Kim Yusong? These misunderstandings were only increasing. What was there to be jealous of? But why were these girls so excited? He had to find a way to shake them off. Then Yusong came up with a good idea. By the way, you all have midterms soon, right? How's studying going? Rika immediately said, can we not talk about exams while eating? Great. Bringing up exams really was effective. Now he just had to make them study properly from now on. Rika complained, no matter how much history I memorize, I forget it right away. Why are there so many dates? Classical literature is bad too. Japanese is already hard enough, and most classical literature is written in old language. 2 dogs fight for a bone, and a third runs away with it. Yusong said, if you all think it's that hard, why don't the 3 of you hold a study session? If you help each other, it should go much better. Rika's eyes lit up. That's a great idea, so whose house should we gather at? Yusong thought. Perfect. This meant he would be free all the way until the weekend, because from today until then, he had something else he wanted to do. That weekend, the home gym Yusong had dreamed of was finally completed at his house. Using the money he earned from protecting Sasha during Golden Week, he bought brand new workout equipment. That was how it happened. Looking at such a beautiful sight, Yusong could barely contain himself. Then he should use it to his heart's content. First, the bench press. This was way too amazing. But just then, his phone suddenly rang. What was going on this early in the morning? The person on the phone told him to look outside, saying everything was ready. Ready outside? They said. Didn't we agree yesterday? We're having a study session at Karen's house. Yusong was completely confused. Did he say that? When? Look over here. Kim-kun, hurry down. Let's go together. Yusong looked down and saw Rika standing next to several huge block-like men. What was going on with those guys? They looked like they were up to no good. Rika had brought a group of terrifying-looking men right below Yusong's home. Kim-kun, hurry and get in. These people are Sasha's bodyguards. Yusong immediately recognized them. Weren't these the same people he fought last time? Rika introduced one of them. This is Mr. Boris, Sasha's uncle. But he seems pretty kind, totally different from how he looks. Yusong had no idea what was going on. Sasha explained that Boris was her bodyguard, so when she went out on holidays, she couldn't avoid bringing him. Still, sitting in the same car as someone he had beaten badly just a few days ago felt seriously uncomfortable. Before long, they arrived at Karen's house. Hello everyone, please come in. Karen's father personally came out to welcome them. Although Yusong had already met him before, he thought greeting him too directly might make things awkward, so he decided to just play dumb. Hello, my name is Kim Yusong. Tojo Naoto thought to himself that this was the talent he had seen back then, Kim Yusong. It seemed he was getting along quite well with his daughter Karen. Yusong, however, had no idea what that expression on his face meant. Tojo Naoto was delighted. The son-in-law candidate he had chosen was making smooth progress with his daughter. Karen frowned, completely confused as to why her father was making such a creepy expression. Tojo Naoto then looked at Boris and said, "Speaking of which, it's been a long time, Captain Boris. I never expected Ivan's daughter to attend the same school as our Karen, or even be in the same class. Rika was surprised. So Mr. Boris and Karen's father know each other? Even Sasha hadn't known that. Tojo Naoto suddenly asked, "What happened to that injury?" Boris pointed at Yusong, indicating that Kim Yusong had done it. Yusong immediately panicked. "Hey, what are you saying? Why are you pointing at me?" Rika was also completely confused. What's going on? The person beside them quickly translated that even His Majesty the Tsar had been badly injured, meaning Ivan had also been hurt because of Kim Yusong. Tojo Naoto was shocked. He actually injured Ivan the Destroyer? How could that be possible? Yusong felt like everything was over. The study session was finished, and he was definitely going to be kicked out. But if he got kicked out, he could go home and happily enjoy his home gym. Wasn't that a huge win? Karen looked at him speechlessly. Yusong really is a free-spirited fitness maniac. But Tojo Naoto laughed loudly. That's truly impressive. As expected of our son-in-law candidate. Karen instantly blushed. What do you mean, son-in-law candidate? Didn't I tell you? Don't say weird things when my friends come over. You really are a handful. In the end, they barely managed to explain everything away as a joke from Boris. Before the study session officially began, Yusong said, "Let's first check what each of us is weak at." First was Rika. Yusong said, "Overall, you're weak in STEM subjects. But a lot of people give up on this section, so if you just memorize the formulas, you can at least get an average score. Your goal is to memorize every formula within the exam range perfectly. I already organized them for you at home, and I'll give you a short quiz later. Don't slack off. Memorize them properly." Next was Karen. Looking only at your grades, you're around average, so you need to change your memorization method. Try creating your own association-based memory tricks. That should make things much easier to remember than before. Last was Sasha. Right now, understanding classical literature will be difficult for you, so for now, you just have to solve a large number of practice questions. These were originally practice questions Yusong had made for himself, but there was no helping it now. They would all do them together. At first, everyone studied seriously. After 1 hour, their expressions started to stiffen. After 2 hours, they all looked like their souls had been drained. All right, we've studied for a long time. Let's take a short break. Karen, can I use the kitchen? Everyone's tired, so I want to make some snacks. Before long, Yusong came back carrying dessert. Here's shaved ice. This is Korean-style bingsu. The moment everyone saw it, they looked like they wanted to eat it right away. Yusong said, "Pick whichever flavor you like. I made several kinds." Karen and Sasha had already started taking photos. Sasha scooped up a bite and said, "Kim Yusong, come here. Let's trade bites. One each." Yusong was about to reach out and take the spoon. But Sasha complained, "My arm is about to fall off. Aren't you going to eat it?" Rika and Karen watched from the side, visibly annoyed. Sasha asked, "Is it good? Now it's your turn to feed me." The more Rika and Karen watched, the angrier they became. They quickly rushed over. "We want to trade bites too." Yusong had no idea why they had all suddenly become like this. Karen thought that she had been acting like a fool this whole time. She had assumed, based on nothing but guesses, that Rika and Yusong were dating. But it turned out that had been her misunderstanding all along. When Yusong had gently comforted her last time, she had definitely felt her heart flutter a little. But if those two weren't actually dating, then it wasn't like she had absolutely no chance.